My stomach is a bottomless pit that can never be filled. When my parents found out, they opened a crematorium just for me, because this trade has an unspoken rule. Every demon corpse that comes in still carries some leftover essence. Decades ago, the whole world was suddenly invaded by countless demon beasts. Humanity paid in blood before learning to drink demon blood essence and swallow demon cores to grow stronger. But the leftover demon corpses, whether eaten raw or cooked, killed everyone who ate them, without a single exception. Yet tens of thousands of demon beasts are slain every year, and if the corpses aren't handled fast, they become a source of corruption. That's how demon corpse crematoriums were born. But as I grew older, the leftover essence on the corpses could barely keep me alive. One day, starving beyond endurance, I asked while hauling corpses with my dad, "Marcus, Dad, I'm so hungry, I really want one bite of demon beast meat." The moment he heard me, "Kid, how many times have I told you? Demon corpses are not to be eaten. Demon corpses are not to be eaten. If you scheme over that meat one more time, I'll break your legs right now." I just looked at it full of regret. Such good meat. It would be so filling. Why can't I eat it? Hearing me mutter, Marcus knew his boy was acting up again, and today he had to teach me a lesson. He pointed at the big words on the wall and barked them out one by one. "Come on, read with me. What does the wall say? Demon beasts are not to be eaten. Eat one, and your eyes turn blood red. You turn into corruption." I looked where his finger pointed and said with a straight face, "What does the wall say?" At my completely clueless answer, Dad exploded with rage, but looking into my innocent eyes, the fury in his heart was instantly put out. "Son, I've never once been able to fill your belly, and that's been hard on you. But this demon beast meat truly cannot be eaten. Let me go check if dinner's ready. Handle these corpses yourself for now." With that, Marcus walked off into the distance. I stared at the demon corpses in front of me and swallowed hard. An iron-tailed hawk. From the texture of its skin, this thing has to be third heaven. As I spoke, I reluctantly carried the hawk toward the incinerator. Suddenly, a burst of heat in my pocket stopped me cold. In an instant, a book shot up into the air. Wasn't this the little picture book I was bringing for a friend? How did it turn into this? Before I could react, a flash of golden light burst before my eyes. When I opened them again, the entire golden book had sunk into my mind. I shook my head on instinct, and glowing golden words appeared in my vision. "Oh my, what on earth is this thing? Could it be that even heaven can't stand watching me starve anymore? But is this thing even legit?" After thinking it over, I made up my mind. Fortune lies with heaven. Life and death are fated. I can die in battle, but I will never starve to death. Just then, Mom and Dad suddenly rushed over and shouted at me anxiously, "Son, your dad and I have to go away for a while. Your great uncle next door is fading fast." I had been racking my brain for an excuse to eat demon beasts, so I lit up at once and blurted out without thinking, "Good that he's dying." In an instant, the air seemed to freeze. Mom's face darkened. "What did you just say, son?" Realizing my slip, I quickly covered. "What I said was he's dying too early. I mean, how can great uncle be dying so young? 80 is the perfect age to go out and make your mark. How can he leave us so young?" My mom Linda gave a cold snort. "You stay put at home. As for school, I've already gotten you excused. While we're away, someone will deliver medicine and you just follow the procedure to receive it." Hearing this, my heart bloomed with joy. I can barely feed myself, and cultivation at school is something I could never learn, especially since I'm destined to run the crematorium. From the moment I entered this trade, I lost any chance for higher cultivation. At that thought, I forced down my joy and replied, "Got it, Mom. Have a safe trip." Marcus looked at how obedient I seemed and sighed. "In the cabinet I left you some money. If the hunger gets too bad, go buy a vial of demon blood essence. And don't make your mom angry again." "Don't worry, Dad, I've got it." In the blink of an eye, an hour after my parents left, I went to the herb shop to gather ingredients for cooking the hawk. "Uncle John, your stuff gets faker by the day. Believe it or not, I'll report you." Old John heard me and cursed with a laugh. "What do you know? Fake medicine sells the best." After we bantered a bit, I handed over my list. Old John glanced at it. "It's all cheap junk anyway. Go grab it yourself." So I picked up the herbs I needed, settled the bill with Old John, and hurried home. On the way back, a familiar figure made me tense up. "Bottle liquor, get over here." Bottle liquor was the nickname I'd earned at school. All my life, only demon blood essence could barely keep me alive, but it was expensive and my family wasn't rich. At school, I'd often lick the dregs at the bottom of the essence vials handed out to students. Most classmates wouldn't bother with the little bit left at the bottom, but over time, bottle liquor became their mocking name for me. Snapping back to the present, I turned and fawned at the principal. "Well, if it isn't my dear principal, what brings you here?" "Cut the act. I came looking for you on purpose. From now on, stop using Sky to con free food and drinks. I used to be the pride of the cultivation world, and now I'm becoming the disgrace of the education world." For the next 5 minutes, the principal's mouth never stopped firing off. The Sky he kept mentioning was named Skylar. After her father died fighting demon beasts, she transferred into my school. Everyone knew Skylar and I were childhood sweethearts. But as my appetite grew bigger, Skylar grew more outstanding, and her suitors multiplied. So I made a decision that went against Skylar's wishes. Anyone who wanted me to leave her alone had to pay at least 5 vials of demon blood essence to start. That's how I collected hundreds of vials. By the time I'd recalled all this, the principal's daily scolding was nearly done. Looking at my usual carefree face, he added helplessly, "Oh, by the way, that Lucas at our school, don't provoke him. That kid comes from serious background. Watch out he doesn't come after you." As he spoke, the principal handed me a few more vials of demon blood essence. "I don't know how that stomach of yours works. My own grandson barely gets to eat much, yet you can put away any amount." With that, the principal walked off grumbling without looking back. Cut to me hurrying back to the cremation room. I set up an iron pot, chopped the hawk into small pieces, tossed them in, and slow-cooked them for a good half-hour. A tempting aroma filled the air. As time passed, I could resist the deliciousness less and less. Finally, I couldn't help it. I picked up a piece of dried shiitake and threw it in my mouth. Instantly, 3 words exploded in my mind: insanely delicious. At the same moment, as the mushroom went down, I actually felt the same sensation as drinking demon blood essence. Even though it was faint, I could still feel it clearly, so I decided to eat without holding back. Who cares if I die? Even if I die, I'll die on a full stomach. Besides, without me dragging them down, my parents could start a new character fresh. At that thought, I ate even more recklessly. In just half an hour, I sucked the bones clean 5 times over. Oh my, for the first time in all these years, I learned what satisfaction means, what a full belly feels like. All these years of starving and sacrifice, what did they even amount to? Just as I was marveling at my first full meal, suddenly, inside my belly came a flicker of discomfort. Then, every cell in my body turned wildly active. Before I could even wonder why, a surge of energy rushed through my whole body. Wait, could this be the energy from school? Damn it. Back then I was starving so badly I couldn't summon a shred of power in my body. To become a cultivator, now that I'm full, it suddenly awakened. Could it be because this body had never once been satisfied? At that thought, my heart surged with wild joy. But my transformation wasn't over yet. In an instant, a beam of golden light appeared before me, and then an energy flow diagram surfaced in my mind, my eyes filled with disbelief. Didn't they say only swallowing a demon core gives a chance to gain a skill? How did eating a demon corpse give me one too? No time to dwell on it. I quickly mobilized the energy throughout my body, guiding it through the cultivation method the school had issued. Half an hour later, I felt utterly refreshed all over. I snapped my eyes open and said, "At last, I've reached first heaven as a cultivator too, haha." Cut to 2 in the morning. The truck for handling demon corpses arrived on time at the door. "Marcus, come out and receive the demon corpses." Hearing that, I hurried to the door. "Uncle Bull, my parents aren't home. They went back for a funeral." "I see. Then I'll send these corpses to another crematorium." "Don't, Uncle Bull. I've trained with my dad. I've burned corpses alongside him for years. I know how to handle this much just fine. Just help me carry the corpses inside." "You sure? This is an 8th Heaven Moonhowler hound, killed just last night. You sure you can manage?" "Don't worry about it, Uncle Bull." "All right, be careful, kid." With that, Uncle Bull ordered the young men behind him to start unloading. Then, seeing no one was watching, he murmured to me, "Kane, these corpses were killed by mistake by the higher-ups. They weren't so careful draining the essence." "Got it. Thanks, Uncle. I understand what's going on." Seeing my expression, Uncle Bull gave a little smile. "Oh, right. The city hasn't been peaceful lately. Demon beasts occasionally sneak in, so don't wander around at night for no reason." "Okay, got it. Also, someone will come to inspect in 3 days. Don't slack off, kid. 3 days is the deadline before corruption sets in. Don't worry about that. I guarantee it'll all be done within 3 days." Cut to Uncle Bull and his men gone. I stared at that 8th Heaven Moonhowler hound, and shamefully, from the corner of my mouth, tears began to drip. The instant I approached the hound, my dirty little, oops wrong, my little golden book in my mind flipped open to a brand new page. 8th Heaven Moonhowler hound, the loin cut, mediocre meat, tough and bony, but eating it boosts your strength. The flavor is average. Add a touch of chili and make it into a base. Slice and boil 20 pieces, and it tastes far better with a secret dipping sauce. Secret dipping sauce recipe. Note: slightly boosts strength, mildly improves kidney function, and increases fullness. Comment: a dog really won't eat this. I strategically ignored the comment. This book is pretty stuck up. Even at 8th Heaven it still won't pass muster. Hot pot dog meat. I hear that back in the old polite society days, ordinary people didn't dare eat dog meat. They'd get cancelled online. I'm glad I didn't live in that era. Even eating meat got you cancelled. That's just too... I set the herbs on the steel rack, rubbed my belly, and got hungry again. Set up the pot, boil the water, toss in some dried tangerine peel, and the meaty aroma fills the air. So satisfying. All noon and evening I spent demolishing iron-tailed hawks. When the last one was finished, the whole world felt brighter. Feeling the shift of energy inside me, I sucked in a sharp breath. 2nd heaven already, and I'd only eaten 3. What shocked me most was the change in my claws skill. Before, they could only scratch marks into a cobblestone. Now they pierced through as easily as into tofu. My claws had reached at least minor mastery. According to the book, an ordinary person needs to swallow at least 10 demon cores and practice diligently to reach this realm. Yet I got here just by eating 3 iron-tailed hawks. In that moment, I felt my future was truly bright. For 7 days straight, my days went just like this, plain and happy. Being full is happiness. My parents still weren't home. Over these days, the level of demon beasts I ate kept rising too, and in just 7 days my cultivation reached a terrifying 7th heaven. My claws had reached major mastery. far beyond what an ordinary person can manage. A major mastery skill can already harm demon beasts below the spirit realm, even though my own cultivation hadn't entered the spirit realm yet. That night, I finished off the corpses as usual, and during cultivation I suddenly sensed movement at the front door. Frowning, who'd come this late? It was exactly midnight. I walked toward the living room and took a steel blade from the cabinet, my dad's prized possession. Ordinary people don't come to a crematorium this late. I put on my shoes, watched the door, and my nose twitched. I sniffed hard, and my expression changed. A demon beast. There was actually a demon beast inside the walls. This was highly unusual. The suburbs are still inside the walls, and a demon beast appearing out of nowhere here. No matter how I thought about it, something was wrong. Remembering what Uncle Bull had said these past days, something clicked. Could there be a spatial rift near the crematorium? The thought startled even me. The 13 cities control spatial rifts extremely strictly, especially the wild ones. I sniffed again. There was a demon beast outside the door. Cultivation around 5th heaven. This was the ability I'd gained from eating the Moonhowler hound. A major mastery sense of scent can detect danger within 100 meters, even estimate cultivation levels. My eyes flickered, torn inside. Should I report to the City Defense Corps, or... In the past, my first instinct would surely have been to report to the City Defense Corps, but now I hesitated. With a weapon in hand, the urge to kill rises. I was now 7th heaven with major mastery claws, and a young man's blood was boiling. Why not pull a job? What if I scored something good? The spirit realm, that's the spirit realm we're talking about. At once, I made up my mind. Who would complain about being too strong? Let's do it. First I'll test the waters on this one outside. I sniffed, gripped the steel blade, and yanked the door open. But the instant I saw the demon beast, I gave up on meeting it with the blade. A rat, a giant rat. It was no smaller than me, baring its fangs as savage as a wild boar. Its eyes were blood red, fixed on me, drool clearly dripping from its mouth, clearly starving mad. I drew a deep breath, beckoned at the rat with my fingers, and a smile crept onto my lips. Come at me. Whether provoked or truly starving, the rat lunged at me. I stared it down. The textbook taught that when you face a demon beast you can't be afraid. It's fierce, and only by being fiercer can you survive. Besides, my cultivation could overpower it. The moment it pounced, golden light flashed in my eyes. Seized a chance, channeled my energy, summoned my strength, dodged aside, and my right hand smashed down hard. In a single pass, the rat convulsed all over. I saw the 5 finger holes along its spine, and I laughed, roaring with laughter. A lowly rat dares challenge the great Cain? This is how you end up. Full edgelord mode. But right after, my legs went weak. Damn, I'd overdone it. It took a full minute to recover. I dragged the corpse into the cremation room, dismembered it first, and checked for a demon core. As expected, a green core the size of a mung bean appeared, reeking with a foul smell. I really didn't want to eat it, so I tossed it into a jar to save, keeping it to sell off and pay debts. I bottled the blood essence too. Empty bottles were something we had plenty of at home. Then I threw the corpse into the incinerator, the flames roared up, and I shoveled in a few scoops of fuel. I shut the door and headed out to search for the spatial rift. Along the way I ran into plenty of burrowing rats, and I used them all to practice. My control over the claws grew sharper and sharper. I got a feel for exactly how much force to use. None of these burrowing rats exceeded 6th heaven, which excited me. The level of beasts emerging from a rift reflects how dangerous it is. The ones coming out now were 5th or 6th heaven, meaning the rift's peak probably doesn't exceed 9th heaven. Researchers say a rift leads to a fragmented domain, maybe a continent, a lake, or an ocean. The beasts there have limited power, but the treasures have no such limit. Some people pull high-grade treasures from low-grade rifts and leap into being a genius overnight. It's more thrilling than the lottery. Racing along, less than a kilometer from home, I found a rift shimmering with silver light, shaped like an eye growing upright. Without hesitation, I charged in. After I rushed inside, the rift's glow abruptly dimmed. At that very moment, the South City Guard Corps triggered an alarm. Energy fluctuations detected in the South City suburbs. Nearby squads, please respond. Note, energy level is low. Continue with the hunting mission, Rookie Squad, go provide support. After a burst of light, my feet touched solid ground again. I opened my eyes and looked around. The steel blade on my back gleamed silver in the gloom. So this was the inside of a rift. 2 deep, dim paths split off to the left and right, identical in appearance, both thick with jungle. But I sensed danger within. I sniffed. On the left, at least a dozen burrowing rats above 5th heaven. On the right, fewer, 7 or 8 at about the same level. Which path to take was obvious. In that moment, I was endlessly grateful for the sense of scent the Moonhowler hound had given me, or I'd have no idea how to choose. I stepped onto the right-hand path. The moment I entered, 7 or 8 burrowing rats charged at me with red eyes. I wasn't fazed at all. Through all my training, I was no rookie anymore, and I knew how to fight. Claws. My palms became blades. I shifted my stance, dodged, and struck back. The burrowing rats couldn't last a single round. Within seconds, they all dropped, each with 5 finger holes in its head. I almost felt like I was bullying them. At 7th heaven with major mastery claws, I utterly crushed them. A major mastery skill should be standard for the spirit realm, yet I got there purely by eating. What's even more absurd is that I also have a major mastery sense of scent, letting me read the enemy first. This pack of burrowing rats couldn't even ambush me. Of course it felt like bullying. I bent down, then kept walking. After 20 minutes I finally came out of the path. The sight before me made me freeze and frown. It was a temple. I sniffed carefully, no danger. But what was this peaceful temple, bathed in Buddha light, doing here? Bong, a bell tolled, distant and hollow. From the temple gate stepped a young novice monk, smiling, dressed in lavish robes, walking toward me. This humble monk greets you, traveler. I pay my respects. The abbot invites you inside for a talk. It was my first time in a rift, and I had no idea what was going on. I'd thought I'd be fighting monsters and killing enemies. What was happening now? And I truly smelled no danger on this monk. Mirroring his manner, I probed. I just happened to pass by here. How did the abbot know I was coming? There is a spell formation around Thousand Buddha Mountain. The moment you stepped in, we knew. But demon beasts have been rampaging outside the gate. The mountain has been sealed for days, and we were powerless. Luckily, traveler, fortune favors the good-hearted, and you've passed through this peril. My heart tightened. That impressive? If Thousand Buddha Mountain is so powerful, why not clear out the demon beasts down the mountain? There was one more thing I didn't ask. If the formation is that strong, how could they still be trapped? At that point, I couldn't tell what kind of being this monk really was. We wish we could, but the formation is broken, and can barely hold the temple grounds for self-defense. Please, traveler, come in. I nodded. Since I was already here, there was no reason to chicken out. Whatever was going on, I had to go in. But the moment I stepped inside, my brow shot up. The stench of blood, why was it so thick here? It was faint, but to my major mastery scent, it was as plain as day. In the courtyard, a group of young men in monk robes sat on cushions chanting scripture, full of compassion for the world, very moving. But what bothered me deeply was that the blood smell came from them. Brother Ledge made a welcoming gesture and bared his white teeth. It nearly scared me to death. Outside the lighting had been dim, so I hadn't seen clearly. But just now, when Brother Ledge smiled, what did I see? A shred of meat, and the blood smell was very strong. I followed behind him, head lowered. Soon I was led to a meditation room. Brother Ledge said with a smile, "The abbot says, whoever comes is a guest. Especially in times like these, reaching Thousand Buddha Mountain is no small feat. Stay here first, traveler. When there's time, the abbot will receive you himself. By the way, traveler, you're from the mortal world, so you must enjoy meat. As it happens, a wild pheasant wandered into the temple last night and fell to its death. Let me make you some soup." I went on alert at once. Something was off about this place. A monk with a shred of meat at his lips. Breaking his vows was a minor matter. The real question was, where did the meat come from? Brother Ledge said it was all demon beasts outside. A thought flashed through my mind. They were eating demon beasts. Sitting cross-legged on the cushion, I forced myself to stay calm. Before long, Brother Ledge returned, carrying a bowl of fragrant meat, smiling warmly. "Eat it while it's hot, traveler. We monks can't eat meat. There's more in the pot. It's all yours, traveler. Thousand Buddha Mountain rarely gets guests." I stared at that bowl of meat, my heart pounding wildly. Damn these monks setting me up. This was no pheasant meat. It was clearly iron-tailed hawk meat. I knew it all too well. Eat it, and within 3 days you turn into corruption. Suddenly it all clicked. Could those shreds of meat be demon beast flesh? This pack of monks was eating demon beasts? Damn, they're insane. How long have they been eating it? Once they go berserk, they'd be a pack of living disasters. Brother Ledge watched me not moving and said softly, "Why don't you eat, traveler? Is it not to your taste?" His smile looked twisted to me now, but I didn't dare show it. I gave a small laugh. "It's not that it's not to my taste, it's just that your cooking method won't do." His face stiffened. "What do you mean, traveler, you don't want to eat?" The air turned suddenly cold. This guy was at least ninth heaven. I forced down my fear. "You're all monks. How would you know how to cook meat? Where's the kitchen? Let me show you a thing or two." I took the bowl of soup and walked out. He froze, and the dangerous aura slowly faded. "Oh, then I'd love to see your skills, traveler." In the kitchen, a pot of iron-tailed hawk was bubbling away. I cursed 800 times in my heart. They really were trying to get me killed. "Brother Ledge, this involves a secret recipe, so please step out." He smiled. "Of course." The door shut and I sneered, taking out my herbs to redo the pot. "Son of a gun, didn't see that coming, did you? I've got tricks." The aroma soon drifted out and I opened the door to probe. "Brother Ledge, want some too?" No, a monk can't eat meat. Please enjoy it yourself, traveler." So I didn't hold back. I started eating right there, starving. Right under his nose, I devoured it. Half an hour later, the entire hawk soup and bones was in my belly. When Brother Ledge walked me back, his face wore a satisfied smile. Early the next morning, I opened my door, and Brother Ledge stood there holding an iron-tailed hawk, beaming. "Traveler, what luck?" Another wild pheasant fell to its death at the temple. "Looks like you're in for a treat, traveler." My pupils contracted. An iron-tailed hawk falling to its death? Did he take me for blind? How lucky indeed. Brother Ledge, then by the usual rule, I'll cook it myself. He nodded with a smile, but that smile sent a chill down my spine. Thunk! From the kitchen came the sound of meat being chopped, and the monks smiled as they chanted. The Buddha said, "If I don't descend into hell, who will?" By day I ate the prepared hawk again. A third heaven beast isn't high in cultivation. This temple was too eerie. I wanted to leave, but the moment I started to speak, Brother Ledge appeared, his tone leaving no room for refusal. Traveler, the abbot is free now. He heard a handsome young man arrived at the temple and wants to talk with you. I had to swallow my goodbye and force out a smile. Sure. I've long admired the Buddhist teachings. These monks started at 7th or 8th heaven, dozens of them. I couldn't fight them all. I discovered a rule, as long as I didn't cross their bottom line, I was fine. For instance, refusing to eat demon beast meat was a dead end. Every time I dodged, Brother Ledge's eyes changed, surging with killing intent. I'd heard about rifts at school. Some are other worlds, some are fragment spaces, and some are endlessly looping scenes. This place was very likely the last kind. These monks might be the dead spirits of 1,000 years ago, or projections across time. I drew a deep breath and knocked on the meditation room door. The wooden fish block fell silent, and an old monk with snow-white hair, frail with age, smiled at me. So you're the young man who arrived last night, traveler? I nodded, faking composure. Yes, he told me to sit. The instant he opened his mouth, my pupils shrank. Ugh, he had a shred of meat too. This 1,000 Buddha mountain really. The blood smell rushed into my nose, and I fought back the urge to vomit. He asked, what do you think of my 1,000 Buddha mountain, traveler? He showed 8 teeth. It's wonderful. The food and drink are great, the surroundings are beautiful, and compared to the demon beast running wild outside, this is undoubtedly a paradise. A flicker of surprise crossed his eyes. A paradise? He chuckled. That's a novel comparison. Since you like it so much, why not just stay here at 1,000 Buddha Mountain, traveler? Though we've fallen on hard times, our heritage runs deep, and we have no shortage of secret arts. Which would you like to learn? My eyes nearly popped out. The real show was beginning. I'd read in textbooks that rifts like this exist. These luring dog-like things. If you were really that mighty, you wouldn't have been killed by demon beasts, stuck looping here over and over. These people might be alive, but they might be dead. Hard to say. Still, to find a way to kill the old monk, I agreed after a moment's thought. Besides, this place could very likely have its coordinates pinned down, and once the coordinates are fixed, whether I report it or keep it, it's a fortune. Staying was perfectly fine, but I'd only just arrived and knew nothing about 1,000 Buddha Mountain. If the abbot could let me learn its history in the scripture hall, that might be better. The old monk was completely stunned. In all these years, this was the first person to make such a request. Most people either refused, and he'd club them to death on the spot, or at the mention of secret arts, their eyes lit up. But the first thing was to test the visitor. For a moment his mind couldn't keep up, and I kept secretly watching his expression, and seeing I hadn't crossed any line, spoke more freely. Of course, mutual choice is all the rage these days. What does the abbot think? He thought for a long while, then nodded. Very well, but I can only give you 2 days, traveler. How's that? His mind, frozen for years, actually obeyed me, because what I said made sense. I let out a breath of relief. Thank you, abbot. Oh, may I take a look at the secret arts first? After all, I should gauge 1,000 Buddha Mountain strength. The old monk froze again. By the procedure, if he agreed, the person was sent to the scripture hall. If not, and they angered him, he'd simply kill them. Now he was baffled too. Should he be angry? Seeing him silent, I quickly urged, Abbot, if you won't let me see the secret arts, how can I know 1,000 Buddha Mountain strength? And without knowing, how can I decide to stay? On reflex he nodded. Have Brother Ledge take you. He needed time to figure out what exactly was happening. I laughed inwardly. This old monk's no good. Something's wrong with his head. He's hypocritical to the bone. Even now, neither man nor ghost, he still clings to his hypocrisy. First, whether I ate the corpses. If I hadn't, I'd never have gotten to meet him. Brother Ledge would have struck. I could handle Brother Ledge, but there was no need. Second, the whole act of inviting me to join 1,000 Buddha Mountain was really meant to do me in. In that moment, a lot became clear to me. Joining might turn me into one of those chanting men in the courtyard. I even suspected this was 1,000 Buddha Mountain's way of soul ferrying. Join and you get the benefits. But there was a paradox. Once you joined, trying to break free came at a huge price. So I played it clever. Joining is fine, but I get to assess your strength. Nothing wrong with that, right? Following Brother Ledge, I came to a 3-story building. Traveler, this is where the secret arts are kept. There are 2 rules. In his mind, I was already one of them, and his tone had softened a lot. First, you may choose only one art, on the 3rd floor. Don't be greedy. I nodded. Second, you must come out within 4 hours. The door swung open and I stepped in. Scroll after scroll lined the shelves. I hadn't expected 1,000 Buddha Mountain to have so many techniques. Honestly, I didn't care about the secret arts. The guidance art at the 13 cities schools was compiled by many great masters, far stronger than this little rift space's 1,000 Buddha Mountain. Who knows how many times over. Even a secret art was useless to me. The 13 cities take the path of swallowing demon cores, the simplest and the strongest, granting skills directly, perfectly countering demon beasts. A technique still has to be learned. But a demon core hands you the ability outright. Most crucial of all, the guidance art has an orderly lineage. To leave the gems untouched and practice this junk technique, am I crazy? If something goes wrong, who do I ask? Why do I know so much? The school taught it. Back in school, my favorite reads were the Cultivator story magazines full of strange tales. For example, a genius entered a spatial rift, got a peerless technique, and shot from rock bottom to top 3 in the city exams, glorious beyond measure, humiliating countless gifted rivals. But later, In college, when it came to choosing an advisor, he was stuck. No one would take him. They couldn't teach his weird method. In the end, he had to grope along alone, while others advanced at lightning speed, and he stayed stuck in place. This cautionary tale is still promoted in the 13 cities, warning kids not to think themselves smarter than everyone else. So in the third floor secret arts, I had no interest at all. It was just an excuse to stall for time. I opened a scroll and began to read. The first floor was mostly strange anecdotes, exactly my favorite. About 2 hours later, I'd read through 2 volumes when my nose suddenly twitched. What was that wonderful smell? Others couldn't catch it, but with my major mastery scent from the Moon Howler Hound, I could faintly smell it, and I couldn't tear myself away. I set down the book and started searching. My body moved like a walking corpse mechanically. I was horrified inside. What the hell was happening? I fought desperately to regain control but could only watch myself move. Reaching a bookshelf, I saw my own hand pressed down on a candle holder. Damn, was I going insane? Right after, a faint sound and a stairway appeared before me, deep and dark, with a hidden chamber below. Taking a candle, I slowly walked down, my mind screaming in refusal but unable to stop. I walked for who knows how long, then with a creak, the path behind me vanished, and I regained control. I looked around in terror. Who's behind this? I shouted. The wind moaned, whistling like fine rain. Cut the crap, where would a basement get wind from? Then a mournful voice rose. A woman's voice, extremely alluring. My love, come save me, quickly! I jumped, raised the candle, my pupils shrank, my heart pounded. There was no woman. Instead, before me stood a crystal coffin. I steeled myself and stepped closer. Things had come this far, and fear wouldn't solve anything. I had to break through. Once I saw clearly, the more I looked, the more terrified I grew. Inside the crystal coffin lay a woman, breathtakingly beautiful, in a bright red bridal gown, the outer robe tied at the waist. Her waist was slim enough to grasp in one hand, and even lying down, her figure was clearly extraordinary. Her lips were red as blood, her face like the glow of dusk. I couldn't help stealing a few more glances. Just then, I could have sworn her gaze was dreamy, sending me a secret look. Then the voice rose again, sobbing and pleading. My love, wipe away that Buddha seal, set me free. I want to be with you. I was done for. My body lost control again, my hand reaching to wipe the golden Buddha seal on the coffin. Stop it. I resisted with everything I had, not wanting to act. This was absolutely a thing of great evil. Anyone could see it. Far too much for me to handle. Even setting that aside, this was Thousand Buddha Mountain, a Buddhist ground, and this corpse was sealed here. If I let it out, I'd die for certain. Scratch. The rubbing sound made my heart race. I swear, next time I'll never be so reckless. A spatial rift was never a place for humans. Suddenly everything went black, and I lost consciousness. When I woke, I was already back in my room. Brother Ledge looked worried. Traveler, what happened to you? Hearing his voice, I actually felt a strange relief. I probed carefully. What happened to me? Brother Ledge smiled. Probably a lack of nourishment. After 4 hours in the scripture hall, no matter how I called, you wouldn't come out. So I went in, and only then found you collapsed. But don't worry, eat more pheasant soup and you'll recover. I cursed his pheasant inwardly. If I'd been an ordinary person, he'd have toyed me to death already. Pushing down my unease, I probed. Nothing else? Brother Ledge looked at me puzzled. What were you expecting, traveler? I said nothing and sniffed the soup. The smell was right. It was my own cooking, so it was safe to eat. I was indeed hungry, so I set aside my heavy thoughts and ate bite by bite, and the smile on Brother Ledge's face only grew. Perhaps because I'd collapsed, the old monk didn't seek me out again. Brother Ledge stopped mentioning the secret arts too, and just let me stay like this. Only each day Brother Ledge fed me more and more demon beasts. The second day was a 7th heaven iron-tailed hawk, pushing my claws straight to the perfection level. The third day was actually a 9th heaven hawk, granting me another skill, eagle eye, a support ability, the iron-tailed hawk's foolproof way of finding food. My cultivation climbed from 7th heaven all the way to 9th heaven. 3 hawks a day. It was hard not to improve, but my heart grew heavier and heavier. Because I was eating more and more hawks, I could plainly see a strange mood spreading through the whole temple. Restless. And even the way Brother Ledge looked at me had changed. At night, in my room, I honed my skills, sensing danger drawing near, and could only strengthen myself. Still, this rift's peak wouldn't exceed the spirit realm, which put me much at ease. At 9th heaven, worst case, I'd just fight my way out. In the old monk's room, the lamplight was dim, the candle flickering on and off, and a hoarse voice came through. He hasn't demonized yet. Brother Ledge knelt prostrate on the floor. Abbot, I watched with my own eyes as he ate the demon corpses, but for some reason he shows no sign of demonization at all. With a puff, the candle flame wavered. Impossible. Without my 1000 Buddha Mountains secret recipe, how could he resist demonization? Are you lying to me? Suddenly, Brother Ledge was yanked up by force, his neck clamped tight. Staring into those savage eyes, Brother Ledge cried out in despair. Abbot, I'd never dare lie to you. Your disciple truly saw him eat with his own eyes. The abbot studied him carefully. Tomorrow, prepare a 9th heaven iron-tailed hawk. Take your junior brother and watch him yourself. A person who hasn't demonized cannot be soul-ferried. That's the rule of 1000 Buddha Mountain, and the rule of this place. Released, Brother Ledge gasped for breath, full of fear. Yes, but lately the hawks have grown clever and started avoiding Thousand Buddha Mountain. We can supply them for 2 days at most. Wretch, don't trouble yourself over the hawks. I'll handle it. In the days that followed, the hawks around Thousand Buddha Mountain suffered. For 10 straight days they were nearly hunted to extinction, and the old monk grew more and more violent, and the people of the temple grew restless along with him, looking at me as if they wanted to devour me. Brother Ledge, here again? Pheasant today as well? I greeted him with a smile. Over all these days I'd eaten so many demon beasts that I'd finally reached the spirit realm. After reaching it, I felt much more at ease. I was already in an undefeatable position. Whatever the old monk planned, I could handle it. The spirit realm was the ceiling of this space. I could feel it, or my cultivation would have kept rising. I never expected that out of misfortune came blessing. Someone delivering me medicinal meals every day. What bliss. But just as I finished that thought, the old monk appeared. Today this old monk adds a dish for you, traveler. These are some pills I refined myself. Seeing you look frail, I've come to offer them. I was stunned. Looking at the things before me, my heart bloomed with joy. Pills? These were demon cores, damn it, not pills at all. Keeping a straight face, I said, then thank you, Abbot. I took the cores thinking they were of no use to me. I could gain skills just by eating corpses, so I could simply sell these off. That was a big pile of money. A poor kid learns to manage early. But the old monk's pair of triangular eyes was fixed hard on me. Traveler, these pills were refined by this old monk, so I should guide you in taking them. Please eat them now. The effect is best that way. I paused slightly. This old monk was up to no good, but I wasn't the least bit scared. Was this a difficulty upgrade? Over these days I'd figured it out. The old monk was trying every trick to get me corrupted, probably because as long as I wasn't corrupted, he couldn't make his move. Now that the meat wasn't working, he was switching to demon cores, but I wasn't afraid at all. As for swallowing demon cores, people of the 13 cities never fear it, relying mainly on the guidance art. The guidance art is unlike ordinary techniques. It's the foundation of the 13 cities cultivation system, a method the great masters devised to let us swallow demon cores. Even the blood essence the schools handed out since childhood was part of it. I said with a smile, sure, thank you for the trouble, Abbot. I took the box of demon cores and picked the most appealing one to swallow. It was my first time eating one. I used to fantasize about when I'd get to eat a demon core, and now it was real, and not just one. I swallowed the core openly and freely, and ran the guidance art. The old monk watched my every move intently. After I swallowed it, a flicker of delight crossed his face. He even sensed a trace of demonization. But right after, that trace vanished abruptly. I savored the taste of the demon core, turning it over in my mind. Others swallowed demon cores to gain skills, but I gained them just by eating demon beasts. So what can a demon core give me? I was so eager. The moment I touched the core, the book in my mind flipped its pages. 8th Heaven Iron-Tailed Hawk, an adult demon beast. Its core holds a thread of demon race bloodline and a wisp of skill. How to consume, pair it with bitter chrysanthemum and camellia seeds, to fully draw out the demon bloodline and boost the matching part of the body. Comment, too little bloodline, but better than nothing. The matching body strength, I almost laughed out loud. This is too weak. So swallowing a demon core works for me too. If I follow the recipe in the book, I can even strengthen my body. Where is the iron-tailed hawk strongest? Its claws, eyes, and wings. But I'm human, I have no wings, so I'll skip that. The claws match my hands and the eyes go without saying. In other words, swallowing an iron-tailed hawk's core can strengthen the power of my hands and my eyes. That would make my claws far stronger than anyone else's. It's just too little. And this time I didn't follow the recipe, which is a shame. The old monk stared at me, dumbfounded, having actually caught a flicker of wanting more. He grew furious. Traveler, something is off about you. The old monk decided he had to capture this freak no matter what. Yes, a freak. Eating so many demon corpses, then a demon core, with not a trace of demonization. Isn't that a freak? A flicker of excitement even rose in his heart. Could he study me? Could Thousand Buddha Mountain one day gain such a method too? Thousand Buddha Mountain had survived only by relying on a recipe to slow demonization, enduring to this day without starving. Looking at me, it was as if he'd spotted a treasure. The old monk was thrilled. But just as he made up his mind to strike, a warning suddenly flashed in his heart. He wasn't afraid. He grew even more excited, the warning only confirming his thoughts. That night, I felt I'd been here long enough. It was time to leave. But after all these days, I still hadn't figured out how to get out. The path up the mountain had vanished. Lying in bed, tossing and turning, I suddenly heard footsteps. Brother Ledge's voice rang out. Traveler, the abbot requests your presence. My heart sank. I'd had a feeling all day that the old monk's expression was off. Brother Ledge coming now was definitely not an invitation to dinner. My right hand twitched slightly. Feeling my Grandmaster grade claws, I felt a little steadier. A Spirit Realm Grandmaster grade skill, that was my confidence. Here we go. But the instant I opened the door, a staff came smashing down at my head. An ambush. My claws activated, and I caught the staff in one hand, not budging an inch. Brother Ledge was horrified. I looked at him with a smile. Brother Ledge, what's all this about? His face flushed red. Brothers, attack! The bald monk surged out at once, faces twisted, eyes wild, the stench of blood rushing at me, exactly like the corruption after eating demon corpses. Brother Ledge laughed wildly. Take him alive. The abbot rewards us, medicinal soup for everyone. Kill, 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 they really took me for a pushover? I gave a cold snort. My figure flickered, my 10 fingers turning pale, and my claw struck. At spirit realm level I had more than enough to handle these little monks. In 30 seconds the war cries cut off abruptly. Brother Ledge went from roaring laughter to terror. Impossible, how can you be this strong? Funny enough, it's all thanks to you. Felt the blood drip from my nails and my lips curled up. Villains usually die from talking too much. With one strike I drove my hand into his skull, 5 holes streaming blood. Looking outside I said softly, Abbot, still not going to show yourself? Wretch! A roar came. Hands behind my back I calmly watched him approach and sneered. Anyone can curse. You don't dare strike me, do you? Otherwise why send them to their deaths? Their eyes weren't right, that was the price. The old monk's triangular eyes turned red, burning with rage. I laughed even more freely. I was right, you're at the spirit realm and so am I. Let's make a deal. Tell me the way out and I'll spare your life. He laughed. If I could get out, would I still be stuck here? Naive. You're right, I truly can't touch you. You haven't demonized, but don't think you can leave either. Just stay and keep me company, and I'll dig out your secret. He laughed wildly. I felt uneasy. Could I really not get out? The mountain guarding formation of Thousand Buddha Mountain lets you in but never out, for man and beast alike. Then where did the burrowing rats and iron-tailed hawks come from? I raised them. My disciples can't get out either. To live, you must eat demon beasts, and to eat demon beasts you need the secret recipe to resist demonization. Thinking I couldn't escape, he just told me everything. I understood. It matched my guesses, only with the recipe added. So why keep me? He stared at the corpses with an eerie smile. The recipe is brewed from the flesh of the youngest disciples, 1 spoonful a day to keep from going mad. Thousand Buddha Mountain claims 1,000 Buddhas. Didn't expect that, did you? Goosebumps shot across my whole body. You mean of 3,814 people, only these few are left? He looked smug. Clever. My stomach churned. This was no Buddhist temple, it was a hell on earth, so you can't leave. I stared at his arrogant face, burning with rage. Now that all your disciples are dead, what will you brew your medicine from? I'm not afraid to eat demon beasts. Let's wait it out and see who dies first. He laughed until tears came. There's only me left now, and these corpses will last me a dozen years. And you? When you die, your constitution becomes mine. His eyes brimmed with greed. I spat. Eat me? Have you got what it takes? Suddenly I gave a low chuckle. He felt a chill. What are you laughing at? I didn't answer. I walked to a corner of the room, tore down the curtain, and set it ablaze. Flame shot up. I said leisurely, if I burn all the corpses, how many more days can you last? Fury blazed from the top of his head. He roared, you dare! At his thunderous shout my hand jerked, the lighter dropped, and the bedding and candles caught fire. The blaze spread. He went mad. These were all his rations. The young monk's twisted faces softened in the firelight, as if a Buddhist chant rose up, but all he had was a roar. Boy, you're courting death. How dare you? I spread my hands, all innocence. Old monk, you yelled too loud and my hands slipped. He exploded forward, crossing in a single stride, his fingers turning pale, his nails gleaming. My heart went cold. Perfection, grayed eagle claws. I sucked in a sharp breath. How many demon cores did that take? But I wasn't scared. I'm Kane, Bottle Bro, a spirit realm expert. Old monk, take this. I dodged aside, stepped left, and noted his weakness. He lacked speed. I struck with my skill at full force, but it felt strangely soft. I looked up and met his eyes, and almost threw up. The skin of his arm was ripped away, revealing countless claws beneath. Heavens, are you going biohorror on me? He sneered, blood threading his teeth. Biohorror? Don't know it. But to spawn demon beasts, you first become one. This hand has killed countless iron-tailed hawks. Today you're in for a treat. Oh, brother. A treat? To hell with your monk's treat, he intoned the Buddha's name. The Buddha said, if I don't descend into hell, who will? Give me your life. His arm turned into layer upon layer of claws, seamless and flowing like clouds in water. I could only meet it head-on with my eagle claws. Luckily, only one of his arms was mutated. In a flash, it hit me. I dropped into a slide tackle, slipping past the old monk's body. This old monk wants you dead. Sure enough, I'd guessed right. The old monk was only half finished. He lost his balance. I pounced at once, slamming a heavy blow into his left leg. His left leg snapped. His gaze went blank, as if he couldn't believe the iron-hard arm he'd cultivated for years was so useless. I cut down his right leg too. Hands on my hips, I laughed. I'm damn clever, aren't I? Old monk, weren't you so arrogant? Come on. He was lost and helpless, even forgetting the pain. What? But before he finished, his eyes closed, my hand had already fallen, and 5 bloody holes marked his head. At last I let out a breath. The old devil was dead. Calm on the surface, but my heart pounded like a drum. After all, this was my first time killing. Only after the fight did I realize this old monk's spirit realm was absurdly lopsided. He never used any energy in the fight. Was it that I couldn't, or that he couldn't either? I couldn't figure it out, and couldn't be bothered. The temple was burning, flames soaring. I felt a little regret. This trip into the rift, I'd scored no benefit at all. Not like the stories where you stumble on heavenly treasures. I sighed. Still too young. If the old monk knew, he'd probably vomit blood. He'd thrown the whole temple's strength into hunting iron-tailed hawks, all to feed me, raising me to the spirit realm, and I still felt it wasn't enough. I blew at my singed hair, confirmed my looks were unharmed, then turned back reluctantly. Farewell, Thousand Buddha Mountain. Farewell, old monk. I actually felt a touch of sorrow. Retracing my path, the demon beasts had all vanished. Strange, but I couldn't be bothered to dig in. This world was absurd to begin with. At last I found the rift's entrance. It was glowing, and I darted out. Copy. The rookie squad has reached the designated point. Repeat, the rookie squad has arrived. My heart tightened. I dove into the bushes at once. The city defense corps had arrived in standard gear. The 13 cities truly were humanity's hope. So fast to respond. But the timing didn't add up. This was a time rift. The textbooks said time rifts are extremely dangerous. However long you spend inside, you come out at the same moment you entered. 10 years of cultivation inside, 1 second outside. A rift like this could sell for 80 million, enough to lift someone across social classes. Great families buy them to stabilize the space, accelerate time, and let geniuses achieve twice the result with half the effort. The more I thought, the more it hurt. I'd missed out on $1 billion. But what could I do? The prize was too big, I couldn't swallow it. I watched helplessly as the rookie squad closed in on the rift. 1 step, 2 steps, foot lifted, stepping forward. Empty. Damn, I almost cried out. The rift's glow suddenly went out, and that group of spirit realm experts nearly fell flat on their faces. The whole squad was baffled. A female member asked the captain, "Did we go in?" Maybe we didn't. The captain was stumped too, and no one said a word. They knew the rulebook by heart, yet doubted themselves for the first time. How could a rift vanish on its own? Like it was playing hide and seek. Maybe report it? The captain gave a nod. I nearly laughed myself sick in the bushes, clamping my mouth shut. This was too hilarious. A moment ago I'd been crushed over losing $1 billion, and now no one could take it either. Satisfying, like an ice pop in a heat wave. Not noble, but oh so satisfying. A few minutes later the squad pulled out. I waited a bit longer before quietly crawling out, dusting myself off, and heading home. That night, I slept soundly. No matter how chaotic it was outside, being home felt like a separate world. Ordinary people would never know that someone always carries the weight in the dark. Day broke, and I stretched, clear-headed and refreshed, and headed straight for the cremation room. There was still 8th Heaven Moon Howler hound meat left, perfect for breakfast. I set up the pot and heated the oil, and dug in. Rubbing my round belly, I was utterly content. This is what living feels like, full at last. Bliss. But before I could marvel for long, I quickly cleaned up the pots and put everything back as it was. My parents were coming home. The 1-week mark had arrived. Just as well, since I should head to school to make up my cultivation classes. Before, I couldn't follow them, so I'd sleep whenever I could. Now it was different. I can't afford a private tutor, but I've got nerve. From the headmaster to the cleaners, everyone knows me. Asking a few questions is nothing. While washing up, I frowned. When did this happen? Who did this to me? A red dot had appeared on my left wrist, about the size of a teardrop mole. I touched it. No pain, no itch. It wasn't there before. Was it a side effect of that book, or had I caught something? I'd heard that men with messy private lives catch a certain disease, but the spot was wrong. I muttered to myself for a while with no clue, so I let it go. Just as I finished tidying up, the lock clicked. Dad! Mom! Oh, my dear Mom, I missed you so much. I trotted out to meet them. My mom, Linda, you little brat, your skin's been itching for a spanking these days, hasn't it? Marcus looked at me in surprise. Son, you look full of life. Before, when I was always hungry, how could I look healthy? These 7 days I'd eaten my fill, so of course I glowed. But I was afraid they couldn't accept it. Nothing's changed, right? Linda eyed me suspiciously. Couldn't hold up under that gaze. How could an honest young lad ever lie? Grabbed my backpack and bolted, shouting on my way out, I'm off to school to study. I've skipped too long. Marcus was stunned. Honey, that's our son. Since when does he fear skipping class? I took the long way to avoid Schuyler Street and rubbed my eyes at the school gate. A childish voice piped up. Bottle bro, you broke your promise. Where's the book you swore to bring? It's been 7 days. Do you know what these 7 days were like for me? I slapped my forehead. Oh no, I forgot. My honest dealer reputation was about to be ruined. The one I'd stood up was the little kid, little 3. The book had long since turned into a recipe. I was stuck. Then an idea hit me. I'd pretend not to hear and make it up after school. I stepped through the gate and behind me the little squirt was nearly in tears. Kane, Look at me. He bounced after me, but a guard stopped him. Kid, what are you here for? This isn't a place for you. He sniffled. Little 3, Milo, it's just a cultivator school, isn't it? What's so great about it? Sooner or later I'll get in too. The guard smiled apologetically. Little one, I believe in you. Milo rolled his eyes. Who are you? Like I need you to believe in me. Then a figure appeared. Whoa, Kane! The guard was dumbfounded. Hiding around the corner, I let out a long breath when someone suddenly tapped my shoulder. Kane, chased into school by a grade schooler, you really are something. My body stiffened. I grinned at once, baring 8 teeth. Sky, do you think I'm losing teeth again? My teeth have been hurting lately. She stood in the wind, dressed all in black training clothes, hair in a high ponytail, stunningly beautiful. Her left hand gripped a blade, its sheath made of demon beast hide. Dazzling. Shing! She drew a flash of cold light. Kane, wanna bet I'll cut you? It wasn't my first time using her to scam treasures. So quick as a flash I pinned her wrist, and laughed awkwardly. Sky, really, it's not my fault. That kid's too naive. If I don't show him how cruel the world is, how will he survive once he leaves school? She kept trying to draw the blade, but then was startled. Your grip is stronger than mine today. She wondered if she'd skipped a meal. Then aren't you afraid I'll lose hold of the hilt? Before I could answer, a savior arrived. A roar came from behind. Kane, let go of Sky's hand. Get your filthy paws off her. I turned around and almost burst out laughing. I turned to Damien with a sweet smile. Damien, didn't your teachers teach you manners? He was livid. The mighty heir of the Lee family, scammed out of his treasures by me and beaten soundly by his sister on top of it, bottling up a week's worth of rage. He'd thought he'd win it back. The very next day. I was just a useless cripple who couldn't cultivate, and he'd even imagined me kneeling and begging. But the next day I took leave. 7 whole days. If not for his young master pride, he'd have come knocking to settle the score. But rules are rules, so he held back. Now first thing in the morning, seeing me holding the hand of the girl he loved, how could he hold back any longer? He roared. Kane, if you've got the guts, drop your little tricks and let's fight one-on-one. The students around us all gathered. Kane, the genius young master. This matchup was good for a 30-episode soap opera. The bigger the crowd, the smugger he got, the more witnesses, the better. Just as he thought victory was certain, a cool, clear female voice rang out. Damien, whose hand did you just call a filthy paw? Whoa, the onlookers erupted. Sky's losing her temper. The new young master must be an idiot. Everyone knows when Sky hits Bottle Bro it's for real, and her feelings are real too. Last time some thugs outside school bullied Bottle Bro, Sky beat them till they were spitting teeth. Probably almost at the spirit realm by now. The spirit realm? Damien flew into a rage. How is that fair? But looking at the girl before him, he forced down his anger. Sky, step aside, this is between me and Kane. Her eyes turned cold, and she yanked me behind her, drew her blade, and pointed it straight at Damien. Kane's business is my business. If you want your treasures back, keep dreaming. You were the gullible one. Who's to blame? He was thunderstruck, unable to believe the girl he loved would stand up for a cripple. Blood rushed to his head, and he screamed, how is this fair? Then he turned and ranted at me. Kane, are you even a man? Hiding behind a woman? What kind of man is that? I smiled. I didn't bother to dignify that. I waved a hand at Yahello. You explain it to the young master. He gulped down his wrap in a few bites, stepped forward and cupped his hands to the crowd. The crowd jeered, but he didn't care, and said smugly, Young Master Lee, you're an outsider, right? You don't know South City's rules. Damien blurted. What rules? Yahello drawled. Bottle Bro belongs to all of us, and we protect him. Today, don't bother telling me you're a young master. Don't bring up any big shots. In South City, laying a hand on Bottle Bro is not allowed. Touch a single hair on him, and I, Yahello, will lead the whole school to beat you. Believe it? With a roar, Damien was thrown into chaos. Over 100 people suddenly lined up behind Skylar, some holding weapons, some grabbing whatever hard objects they could, forming a wall between Damien and me. The sight sent Damien stumbling back, only one thought left in his mind. Impossible. What gives him the right? I asked around. He's just a useless cripple who can't cultivate. Why are you all helping him? And you, Skylar, what's wrong with me? You look down on me. All of you are blind. Yahello laughed so hard he could barely stand. Young Master Lee, who exactly did you ask for your information? Damien's eyes went wide. Are you all in on tricking me? I'm no fool. Of course I get it now. Damien had paid students to dig up information, but if I, Kane, had always been protected, what could he possibly learn? Watching it all unfold, I felt both smug and moved, but I couldn't let it go on. I was still dazed, yet he knew it was time to wrap up. But the moment he stepped forward, a sinister voice rang out. Up at dawn and not doing morning drills, gathering here instead? Kane, get out here. Yahello was the first to bolt, the others all shouting, Sorry, Kane. They could block an enemy, but not one of their own. Grimface is here. Run. The youths who'd been at a standoff a second ago scattered in an instant. Before Damien could snap out of it, I grabbed Skylar's hand. What are you spacing out for? Let's bolt. In a blink, only Damien was left. Heh. Grimface glared at Damien. Speak, was it you and Kane who started this? I thought, good, yes it was him, but he couldn't. The mighty heir of the Lee family ratting to a teacher. How would he ever live it down? He kept his head down and said nothing. Grimface looked at Damien and oddly felt a flicker of admiration. Just name who did it, and I won't punish you. Damien stayed silent, which pleased him even more. Rioting in a crowd, 50 laps plus 100 sword swings. In the classroom, Skylar shook out her hand and complained, What's the point of running? Grimface knows it was you with one look. I shrugged. Getting caught red-handed and just being suspected aren't the same thing, are they? She rubbed her wrist and stared at me with suspicion. Kane, did your strength go up? I dodged the question. Maybe I just ate well. The blood essence I borrowed from you, I had my fill. She frowned. Really? She didn't buy it. Over at the nearby teaching building, his sister Diana Lee gave a slight bow. Headmaster, I leave Damien's education in your hands. The headmaster sighed. Diana, honestly, you're the one best suited to inherit the Lee family. Why insist on, some things just have to be done by someone, and I can't run from them? The headmaster was silent for a long while. Crushing him like this? Aren't you afraid he can't take it? Cain is a top-grade whetstone, but what if he grinds the boy to dust? Diana curled her lips into a smile. Then I'll just have another one. The headmaster was stunned speechless. All right, give it a try then. Meanwhile, Damien was running laps on the field. 50 laps, every step like cutting his own flesh. Slow down even a little, and Grimface's glass ball would smack his leg, painful and relentless. Word was he'd climbed to Dean of Discipline on this very trick. At the third-floor window, Yahello leaned in. Bottlebro, look. Young Master Lee got caught, and he didn't even rat us out. Skylar and I exchanged a glance, surprised. I thought I'd be dragged back to take the blame, but he'd shouldered it all alone. I gazed at him with narrowed eyes. Skylar said softly, looks like Damien is something of a man after all. The bell rang, and Mr. Stone arrived. Burly, a scar across his face, fierce-looking, no one dared skip his class. I sat bolt upright, listening intently. Skylar gave me a sidelong look. You're acting strange. Since we graduated grade school, this is the first time I've seen you pay attention. I waved her off. Don't bother me. Exasperated, she jabbed me hard with her pen tip. I yelped, and the whole class snickered. Mr. Stone's gaze swept over. Cain, answer this question. He automatically ignored Skylar. Could such a well-behaved girl get me in trouble? Clearly it was me causing trouble again. I was speechless and silently aching. Assumptions will be the death of you. I stared at the problem on the board, dizzy with frustration and instantly deflated. Fine. If I knew how to use energy, would I have fought the old monk on pure physique alone? I knew explaining was useless too. You could tell from everyone's faces. Mr. Stone, just come out and say it. How do you plan to punish me? Ha ha ha. Everyone roared with laughter, and even Mr. Stone's face twitched. This kid is too honest. Mr. Stone pointed to the back row. Got it at once and scurried over, same old routine, but this time I brought a notebook and pen. Mr. Stone went on with the lesson. He'd seen plenty of little interruptions like this. Listen up, everyone. This year is your period of rapid growth, and most of you will attempt to break into the spirit realm. Whether you can break through is your ticket into the major academies. Be serious. To fire up your spirits, I'll make an exception and explain how the spirit realm uses energy. With that, he wrote on the board, then looked at Skylar, his gaze encouraging. Everyone understood instantly. Skylar was about to break through. Some envious, some surprised, but no one found it odd. That's just how geniuses are. The use of energy is the spirit realm's most important weapon. A spirit realm cultivator who can't use energy is like a child holding a blade, scary but useless in a fight. Today we'll start with skill structure, how to channel energy while striking. Let's start with the Grey Ape Wolf's Wind Chaser Slash. Skylar listened, enthralled. She was digesting a Grey Ape Wolf core. Mr. Stone clearly knew it, and even those who couldn't follow got a glimpse of something new. Mr. Stone taught with passion, and Skylar filled several pages with notes. Just as it was wrapping up, I couldn't resist raising my hand, gazing eagerly at Mr. Stone. Teacher, I have a question. How do the iron-tailed hawk's claws work? The whole class turned around. Mr. Stone teased. Oh? Even Bottle has a studious day. That stuff is way beyond you. Better figure out how to stay out of trouble first. That was just how we got along, like treating a disabled person. The more you fussed over it, the worse they felt. A true friend pulls you into a soccer game and lets you play goalie, not treating you as crippled but not babying you either. So no one tiptoed around the fact that I couldn't cultivate. Everyone was at ease with it. The students chimed in. Yeah, Bottle Bro, better focus on how to fill your belly. The spirit realm's way out of your league. Hey, quit messing around, Bottle Bro, you're freaking us out. Haha, we agree to be the bottom of the class together, you can't betray the team. In the past I'd have fired back, but right now I had no time. I said irritably. Get lost, all of you. I'm having a serious discussion with Mr. Stone. What are you butting in for? That one word, serious, set the whole class howling. Yahello clutched his belly and pounded the desk, thumbs up. Cain, only you could do it, that line's too funny. I got worked up, these brats really looked down on me. Unable to cultivate for so long, how could I possibly feel good about it? Who doesn't want to prove them wrong once? But I knew talk was useless, better to let the facts speak. I decided to act. My right hand shot out, unleashing a Grandmaster grade strike at the back row blackboard. Boom! My 5 fingers swept across, a faint red glow flowing, and in an instant 5 deep holes were gouged into the board. The whole class fell silent, time seeming to freeze. Skylar covered her mouth, Yellow's eyes went wide, and Mr. Stone froze in place. That force a moment ago, that red energy, the spirit realm, he cried out inwardly. The moment I raised my hand, it clearly declared, I, Cain, have reached the spirit realm. Seeing everyone stunned, I curled my lips, clasped my hands behind my back, and swept my gaze across the room. The blackboard's too flimsy. Would any of you lend me your heads for practice? Full edgelord mode. Skylar's eyes brimmed with tears, and she stood up, thrilled. Cain, you can cultivate. Yahello and the others snapped too, and she rushed over like crazy and threw her arms around me. Oh my god, Bottle Bro, you can cultivate. The whole class exploded, forgetting they were in the middle of a lesson, and swarmed around me like maniacs. Holy cow, my Bottle Bro can cultivate. Heaven rewards the devoted Bottle Bro can cultivate. They surrounded me, happier than if they'd broken through themselves. Hoisted into the air, I suddenly felt utterly let down. Weren't you all supposed to doubt me first, then question me, then get crushed by me one-on-one, and finally watch me return in a blaze of glory? All this enthusiasm now makes me uncomfortable. Someone, I don't know who, suddenly rushed into the hallway and bellowed, "Great news, Bottle Bro can cultivate, everyone come see!" In an instant the whole floor was in an uproar. Heads poking out of every classroom. Kane, Bottle Bro can cultivate. The place went wild, crowds packing outside the classroom watching me get tossed up and down, clicking their tongues in wonder. Even teachers were watching. I'd wanted to wipe away my old shame, but instead became everyone's source of amusement. Looking at all those faces gawking like I was a circus monkey, I silently covered my face, up and down, until Mr. Stone spoke. "What are you all staring at? Back to class, it's not over yet. Mr. Stone, is this how you run a class? Why is everyone crowding into our room?" The students panicked and snapped to attention in unison. Thud, and I was still up in the air. "You bunch of jerks, I'm still up here. I was beyond tears. How did a perfectly good show-off turn into a circus act?" Skylar squeezed in to steady me, tears in her eyes. "Kane, you're cured? When did it happen?" Every eye fixed on me, and I steadied myself on her arm. I remember it was on a dark and windy night that I met an old man, and he said, "Young one, I see in you a genius unseen in ages." The whole room scoffed. "Yeah, right." Mr. Stone rapped the board. "Quiet, all of you. Other classes, get back to your rooms." The crowd dispersed, and I let out a breath. Mr. Stone looked at me. "Bottle, come with me. Everyone else, study hall. Anyone who talks gets drilled to death tomorrow." The class went dead quiet. I'd known he'd ask. This couldn't be hidden, and I wanted into the academy, wanted resources, wanted to cultivate out in the open. I had to live up to the name Bottle Bro. The walk was silent, then Mr. Stone suddenly smiled. "To the headmaster's office." He didn't believe I'd simply gotten better. "Knock, knock, knock. Come in." The white-haired headmaster was reading frontline reports. "Causing trouble again." He glared at me. I didn't flinch, just nodded for Mr. Stone to speak. He said, "Kane can cultivate now. He's at the spirit realm. It's beyond me, so you take a look." The headmaster shot to his feet, his chair scraping the floor with a sharp screech. "What?" Mr. Stone jerked his chin at me. "You tell him." I met the headmaster's burning gaze. "Last week I came to see you, drank the blood essence you gave me, slept on it, and was cured." "So where did the essence come from? Anything special?" The headmaster's mouth fell open. "Just like that?" I spread my hands. "Just like that. I didn't dare tell the truth. That eating demon beast meat made me stronger. No one would believe it. But the unexplainable is more dangerous than being unable to cultivate." The headmaster pondered, then picked up the phone, his voice grave. "Hello. Where exactly did that demon blood essence you gave me come from?" On the other end was his son, a special forces operative. He was a little baffled to get the call. "Dad?" The headmaster hung up, then suddenly laughed and pointed at me. "You little punk, you really lucked out. That essence was something my son in a certain department got hold of, a gift to me, and I had no idea I'd passed it to you. They say it was a Beast King's blood essence. I only just found out myself. If I'd known it was a Beast King's essence, I'd never have parted with it." My eyes went wide. I'd made the whole thing up, and with a tongue that's tasted countless essences, that one hadn't seemed special at all. Mr. Stone was stunned too. "What? A Beast King's essence, and you handed it to this kid?" Like I said, I didn't know at the time. The headmaster was nonchalant. Who'd have guessed it was a Beast King's essence? And blame that son of mine for not being clear. He said it was for keeping my body in shape. The kid got lucky. He turned to Mr. Stone. "Stone, you did well bringing this to me. Now that we know what happened, go back to class. You said this kid punched 5 holes in the blackboard." I stared hard at him. "Headmaster, come on, a school this big and wealthy, you're going to nickel and dime me over that? Besides, I didn't do it on purpose. It's because no one believed me and they all mocked me." The headmaster scoffed. "Not believing you, I can believe. Mocking you, well, who doesn't know you, Bottle Bro? Or how do you think I earned my title as the disgrace of South City's education world?" I instantly wilted. There was no arguing with that. Can't talk back when you owe them. I trailed quietly behind Mr. Stone, and only outside did I ask softly, "Mr. Stone, you wouldn't be that petty, would you?" Mr. Stone's lips curled. "That depends on how you perform, kid. Come on, to the training room. Let me see what this spirit realm of yours is really about. Is a Beast King's essence really that miraculous?" A Beast King, a high-tier demon beast. Its essence would never reach the hands of an ordinary cultivator. Now someone had drunk it, and entered the spirit realm overnight. Mr. Stone couldn't help licking his lips. Maybe I should round up the old crew and go hunt a Beast King too. He touched the scar at the corner of his eye. After we left, the smile vanished from the headmaster's face. He dialed a private line. "Hello, this is Mosley. Wang, I don't care what method you use. Lock down one of our students' files completely. Without level A clearance, no one can pull them. The other end, headmaster, come on, you're asking me to break the rules here. Don't you dare bring up rules with me." The headmaster roared. "Did you commit few enough mistakes back then? If I hadn't cleaned up your messes, would you be where you are today? And now you're putting on an act for me? Headmaster, I give up. Tell me, you call the shots on how to handle it. Worst case, I quit this post and go to the front lines." Only then did the headmaster smile. "That's more like it. Level A clearance, activated." The thing was, my grade school file had a problem. The physical exam read 4 words: spirit severed constitution. It bars any energy from entering the body, making cultivation impossible for life. But I remembered that people with the spirit-severed constitution have brilliant minds, and the entire guidance art system today was created by a person with the spirit-severed constitution. That person was a god. That was why the headmaster favored me. A moment later, the man called back. "Headmaster, it's done. If you ever make me do this again, I'll jump off a building." The headmaster hung up without a word. The student handles the son's business. The phone rang again. "Hello?" His son in a black uniform looked baffled. "Dad, what was that Beast King essence you mentioned on the phone?" The headmaster snapped at once. "Come back in person when you have time, and we'll talk." He hung up. The old man really was getting on in years. In the combat training room, Mr. Stone watched me test. I swung my arm excitedly, the blood energy on my 5 fingers thick as cords, shooting straight at the test stone 10 meters away. The stone gave a dull thud, and fragments flew off. "Mr. Stone, so this is projecting energy outward, is that how it works?" Mr. Stone's mouth hung wide open. Strange. A moment ago he couldn't even use energy, and now he could attack with energy beyond his body. 2,000 pounds of force poured into one strike, 3 times higher than a typical new spirit realm cultivator. Teacher, do you think I'm a genius? How long did it take you to master this knack back then?" Mr. Stone's lips twitched. He badly wanted to smack me dead, but for the sake of his master-teacher image he cleared his throat. "Kane, at this pace your aptitude is pretty good among your peers, but you're still a notch below me, especially the headmaster's son, who taught himself with no master at all back then." My eyes went wide, and I bought it. "All right, I'll keep working at it. Teacher, I read that energy's color is tied to its attribute. Yellow is earth, red is fire. Is mine the fire attribute?" Mr. Stone rubbed his face. "Fire my foot, that's blood red, it's got nothing to do with fire." I went quiet. "Then what's mine? Surely it's not that because I've drunk so much blood essence all my life I've got the blood attribute? The textbooks never mentioned it." Mr. Stone thought about it and actually found it plausible. "You might be right, this is beyond me. Once you enter the academy, maybe someone there will understand." We spent half a day in the training room, and I learned the spirit realm guidance art and how to use my claws. From the backs of my hands rose blood-red, armor-like claws, good for close combat and for projection. I stared, dazed. The more I looked, the more improper this thing seemed. I let it go. As for the Moon Howler Hound's ability, I didn't dare mention it. I couldn't explain where the demon core came from, so I'd just develop it slowly, but I was confident that mastering one would unlock the rest. Understand the iron-tailed hawk's claws first, then puzzle out the Moon Howler Hound later, no rush. Rubbing my belly, I said goodbye to Mr. Stone and returned to class, the cheers and questions endless. I got fed up. "Quit yapping, keep it up and I'll jump off the roof." Outside the door, Damien was drenched in sweat, glaring at me. Fine. So you were playing dumb to catch me off guard. Kane, it's just the spirit realm, isn't it? Give me 20 days and I'll catch up and beat you for sure." He was miserable yet thrilled. "All right, kid. This time what excuse do you have left to refuse? As long as I beat you fair and square, everything comes back." After school, I slipped out early to avoid the questions. There was still something to do. The little kid Little Three's picture book couldn't wait any longer, so I went shopping for it. It was dark when I got home, nearly 8. Before, I'd never have dared come back this late, but now that I was at the spirit realm, I'd grown bold. I slung on my backpack, then slapped my forehead. "I'm so dumb. I've got cultivation now. If I channel energy into my feet, this little low wall is nothing." I spat into my palm and rubbed my hands hard. Ha! Energy wrapped around both legs, and I got excited. It really worked. I shoved off hard, and like a cannonball, I shot up off the ground and landed squarely inside the courtyard wall. Done. This time I really did it. This energy is too much fun. I tiptoed, getting ready to sneak back to my room, when I heard Linda clear her throat. "Dear son, just where do you think you're going?" I looked up. Mom was warm and gentle, only her eyes were red, clearly from crying. "Mom, have you eaten?" Linda almost laughed in exasperation. Looking at her thoughtful son, she could hold back no longer. "Son, are you really cured?" I feigned indifference. "Yeah, really cured. Did the headmaster tell you?" She gave me a swat. "You little rascal. Cured, and you don't tell us. If the headmaster hadn't told me, how long would you have kept it from us?" I gave a sheepish grin. "I just didn't want to get your hopes up for nothing. Now it's all good. Our family doesn't have to scrape by anymore." "Oh right, Mom, I passed a cosmetic shop today. They said it's the newest one, so give it a try." I fished a little bottle out of my bag. She wanted so badly to cry, but couldn't. Her son was too thoughtful, just too mischievous, throwing money away. As mother and son talked in the courtyard, Dad silently smoked and listened. The mood today was bright, their son was cured, and at last they could live like a normal family. Only, he suddenly glanced toward the crematorium and frowned slightly. "Kane, now that you're cured, what are your plans?" Marcus was careful, terrified of wounding me. Sharp as I am, I caught on at once, only then remembering my status. The heir of a crematorium director. In polite society it counts as a suggestion, and the college exams require complicated paperwork. There's also an unspoken rule: once you take the job you must serve a full 3 generations. Few do it willingly, it harms the body, and carries the risk of corruption. The job is one you love and hate. Love for the money, hate for how it boxes you in, dragging down your descendants. In my excitement I'd forgotten this entirely. Everyone had been dreaming up my future, unconsciously overlooking my status. Dad, what do you mean? He hesitated. How about I take over for now and pull some strings to get you into the academy, skipping the normal exams? Would that work? Not wanting to put him in a tough spot, I bared 8 teeth. I'm fine with it, whatever works. Linda felt uneasy. Their son had finally recovered, and still couldn't attend school normally. It was all this job dragging him down. Why not ask the headmaster? Maybe he has a way. Marcus's eyes lit up. Right. He quickly dialed. As he explained the situation, the headmaster let loose a torrent of curses. Marcus, you brat. Gotten too big for your boots, have you? I should have thrashed you to death back then. Bad enough you've made nothing of yourself, but now you want to drag Bottle down too? Don't even think about it. What's wrong with the crematorium? It serves the 13 cities too. What you're talking about is just an unwritten rule. Who dares say it out loud? Don't you worry about it, I'll handle it myself. You rotten fool, where's Linda? Put her on. Marcus couldn't lift his head from the scolding. Linda nervously took the phone, having heard her husband get yelled at, and steeled herself to speak. Headmaster, it's Linda. How's your health been lately? She looked like a grade schooler who'd done wrong, and I couldn't help stifling a laugh. The headmaster's tone softened a great deal. Haven't let you two worry me to death yet. Don't fret over Bottle. I'll arrange it. Your senior sister had a case like this. That child joined the army at the front lines and was finally recommended into the academy under the army's name. Don't worry, as long as I'm here I won't let Kane's future be ruined. I'll have a word with your senior sister later. Marcus was deeply moved, tears nearly falling. The headmaster gave a grunt. Quit crying, I'm old and can't stand the sight of it. Hold it in. He really did keep the tears just brimming, not daring to let them fall. They talked for a good while before hanging up. The family exchanged smiles. He patted my head. Kane, a person has to have a conscience. Your life was given to you by all the folk of South City, young and old, and you must remember that no matter what. I gave a quiet hum of agreement. As long as the boy's well, that's enough. The three of us had a big feast, and for once Marcus let me have a little wine. We didn't turn in until 10 that night. This house caught fire today. I lie on my bed, head spinning. I haven't eaten any demon beast meat all day, yet I'm not as starving as before. I figure I ate too much these past few days. Skipping one meal now and then is fine. Back in the old harmonious society, people had plenty of fat on them, so missing a meal or two didn't matter. But there's a problem. From now on, I need to find a secret base, and while working at home, I have to quietly skim off a few demon corpses. Otherwise, how do I fill my stomach? My thoughts wander all over the place, and I drift off, half asleep. In a haze, I seem to return to Thousand Buddha Mountain. The whole temple has collapsed. Only the scripture hall still stands. I move through the dream, and it feels so real. This dream even evolves on its own. Could it be that what fills your thoughts by day fills your dreams by night? Following my memory, I plan to mess around in the dream. Last time, I never finished reading that book of strange tales before the old monk dragged me out. I regretted it for a long time, unsure if the dream could pick up where I left off. I casually make my way back to the spot from before. The moment I open the book, I hear that strange sound again. A smile tugs at my lips. Heh, so real, it even has this. Last time, didn't I go into the cave and meet that breathtaking woman? Never expected the dream to have her too. At that thought, I set down the book, chuckle, and slip into the cave like I know the way by heart. Once again I reach the underground chamber. Once again I see the crystal coffin. Inside, it's exactly like what I saw at Thousand Buddha Mountain. That woman is still there, only now the seal on her forehead is gone. There's only a stunningly beautiful woman in a red wedding gown, lying quietly in the crystal coffin. I faintly see the corners of her mouth curve up. It startles me, and then it hits me. Damn. Scaring me even in a dream? In real life I fear you, but in a dream, why should I? I stroll right up, crouch down, and study her closely. So real, unbelievably real, even the fine hairs are there. Are dreams this incredible now? I'm deeply stunned. I lean in for a closer look. I can't help but marvel at the wonder of creation. How can such a beautiful woman exist in this world? Every single feature is perfect, absolutely flawless. Suddenly, just as I try to look closer, everything goes black. When I wake, it's hunger that woke me. I stare blankly at the ceiling, dazed. Wasn't I dreaming? Why did hunger suddenly pull me out? I check the clock, already 7 in the morning. Damn, what a dream. And the rest of it? I rub my stomach and see the furnace is already lit. I know Marcus is up and has started working. I quickly throw on my clothes and rush into the cremation room. Dad, go rest a bit, I'll handle it. Since I've come down here, I'm planning to steal some meat, quietly set it aside, take it out and stew it. I just don't know what demon beast we've got today. Marcus looks at his sensible son and sighs that I've grown up. He doesn't push it. Alright, you know the whole process. I'll go grab some breakfast. He hands me the proper boning knife. Oh right, son. Are you still drinking the blood essence? I shake my head. Not anymore, Dad. Don't worry, I'll drain it out. Once we collect a full bottle, we can sell it. Marcus bursts out laughing. True enough. With that, he walks out. I gaze at the corpse in front of me and search through it carefully, a little disappointed. Another iron-tailed hawk. These things are a bit too common. My stomach growls, I need to hurry. First I drain the blood essence, then, once I've made sure no one's around, I quickly skin and chop it. The gloves stay on since Mom and Dad are home. I take out the most tender 2 pounds of meat, wrap it in oilcloth, and hide it away. Suddenly I remember the rift from that night. I smack my lips. If only I had a time rift, then I wouldn't have to sneak around hiding meat like this. I'd even have a place to cook it. Thinking of how big Thousand Buddha Mountain is, my mouth waters. Suddenly everything goes black. What's going on? Where's my meat? My big chunk of meat? It's gone. I panic. It's nowhere, not on the table, not on the floor. I break into a sweat. As I crouch down, I catch a hazy glimpse of the teardrop mole on my wrist twitching. My heart jumps. Heavens, could that teardrop mole look exactly like the one on the woman in red in the crystal coffin? If I hadn't dreamed of her last night, I'd never have made the connection. Yesterday, that woman in red seemed to have no teardrop mole on her face. I once obsessed over the Cultivator Story Digest, one issue a month, full of adventures, secret realms, and time rifts. There was one story. 10 years ago, a man stumbled into a secret realm, gained a token, and came to control a time rift. A loyal big shot, who later fell, and only then was the truth dug up. Probably fake, right? But could I be one of the lucky ones too? I slice off another chunk of meat and stare at it. Schwip, the meat vanishes. I clamp my hand over my mouth, nearly crying out. I might be about to strike it rich. Just now I was thinking about a time rift, and now I have one. Heaven really favors me. I close my eyes and stroke the teardrop mole. Schwip, I vanish from the crematorium. I open my eyes already at Thousand Buddha Mountain. Crumbling walls and ruins, but the scripture hall still stands. My heart aches so much I can't breathe. I slap myself twice. Serves you right, it really does. Had I known this would be my own property, why on earth did I burn it? Back then I torched the mountain just to enrage the old monk. It wasn't mine anyway, but now it is mine. As satisfying as it felt then, that's how painful it feels now. I want to cry but can't. Oh man, all those buildings were mine. Whew, I sigh. What I gain is my fortune, what I lose is my fate. Worst case, I just rebuild. Even that big shot developed as time rift bit by bit. The teardrop mole twitches and my heart twitches with it. Looking at the scripture hall, I feel an odd fear, because last night's dream was too real. Otherwise, I'd never have noticed the thing about the teardrop mole. Doesn't that mean yesterday I very likely wasn't dreaming at all? Oh right, what did that woman call me? Pain? Dear? What kind of weird title is that? I can't figure it out, so I decide it's better to stay away from the scripture hall for now. Anyway, all I need is a place to light a fire and cook. A person should be content, and never greedy. Then I turn and head toward the ruins. After searching a while, I find one intact room. I go into the kitchen and grab the pots, pans, and bowls and start building a stove, but I keep feeling like someone is watching me from behind. I turn around, and it's a Buddha statue. The whole mountain is gone, and it still dares to stare at me? My claws strike out, 5 lines of blood shooting straight at the statue, and it crashes to pieces. Now I feel better. Before long, a small stove is built. I toss in the iron-tailed hawk meat and start stewing. Thousand Buddha Mountain used to have demon beasts, so why don't I find any this time? The mountain isn't small, and I'm hungry, so I push down my doubts and focus on the stew. After a full meal, my whole body feels great, and my claws are stronger too. The power of my claws has grown again. A flick of the wrist, and the control is steadier. Now that I have this treasure spot, I've got to put it to use. And the demon corpses, how should I skim them off? I silently say, out, and I appear in the cremation room. I look up at the wall clock, 7:50. I remember going in at 7:30. 1 hour inside, 20 minutes outside, a ratio of 3 to 1. The leftover iron-tailed hawk I didn't skim off, I just toss it into the furnace. For several days straight, I keep thinking about how to get more demon corpses. I'm sick of iron-tailed hawk, and its potential has run dry. The good news is my chi keeps rising. It started at 1 gram, and now it's slowly reached 3 grams. 9 is the peak. Reaching 9 grams means nearing the summit, and mastering one skill lets you charge toward the next realm. This is the dividing line. The gap between kids from ordinary families and those from great clans opens up right here. A destined skill is carved into your very bones, staying with you for life. Kids from great clans can pay top price for high-grade demon cores and refine a skill framework that's flawed but highly compatible. The larger the running capacity, the greater the future achievements. Ordinary people can only go to the academy and try their luck. The 13 cities forbid high schoolers from breaking through to the fusion realm. All the good demon cores get picked by the authorities first, only the leftovers reach the market. To get the good ones, you have to get into a good academy. But the academy doesn't hand things out for free. You have to contribute or show real talent. There's no such thing as a free lunch. All this is knowledge I've crammed these past few days. Now I finally understand why the principal insisted I get into the academy. Outside, there are no resources, so even talent goes to waste. The best resources are at the academy. The military has them too, but it's far too hard to get in. I push aside the stray thoughts and start pondering this time rift. I'll call it the sky-devouring realm. A 3 to 1 ratio, with lots of room to work with. But then I scratch my head. I'm not an ordinary person. I don't grind my skills with time, I do it by eating. As long as I have enough demon corpses, my chi rises and my skills grow stronger. Then my eyes light up. I suddenly discover another use for the sky-devouring realm. Wanna guess? I snicker to myself. If this idea works, it'll be amazing. But whether I'm happy or not, who knows? The principal, though, is far from happy. He's yelling into the phone. Vivian, you can't even handle this little thing. He's not just my student's student, he's also your junior sister's child. Why is it that everyone else just goes for the gilding, strolls through once and gets to sit the academy exam, but our kid has to do it for real? On the other end, Vivian smiles bitterly. Teacher, I didn't set this rule. This year all 13 cities have to do it this way. The senior sister's authority above her puts no light burden on Vivian's shoulders. The 13 cities belong to no one. They're everyone's home. Vivian sits behind her desk, military uniform crisp, long hair slightly curled, yet she has to rub her forehead to deal with her teacher's tantrum. Nonsense, you all just think I'm old now. Vivian, you know how I am. In all these years I've never asked you for anything, and now over this small thing you're all like this. Your teacher is hurt. The principal sighs and moans, and Vivian doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. Teacher, here you go again. I've got a headache too. Ordering the girl around with all that past kindness is hard to do, but that heartstring still gets plucked. Back then, how he swallowed his pride and shined shoes to trade for a demon core for Vivian, she has never forgotten. Her teacher never begs for himself, only bows his head for his students. That kindness, that weight, how could Vivian dodge it? Vivian grits her teeth, as if making a life or death decision. Teacher, there's actually another path, I can work it. He finally smiles. Tell me, my good student. Vivian runs her fingers over the file that just arrived, each word heavy. Have you heard of the Spark Trials? The Spark Trials? He nearly jumps up. Vivian, I've spoiled you for nothing. What rubbish are you talking? Is that something Cain can take part in? He'd be better off going to hunt demon beasts. Vivian smiles bitterly. The Spark Trials are cruel as a blade, geniuses from every major power slaughtering each other. Only those who survive become sparks. Cain wouldn't even count as cannon fodder. Teacher, you've got it wrong. As long as he makes the 13 cities top 16 and earns reserve spark qualification, he can sit the academy exam. Once the spot is in hand, I'll arrange for him to be eliminated right away. He takes his exam, and the others keep fighting. This is the best plan I can think of. Compared to charging onto a real battlefield, this path is far safer. Is it a tough ask? Vivian wants to laugh and wants to curse, but looking at her mentor, she can only nod. It's no trouble. He smiles. Good, this path is well chosen. I think it'll work. Teacher, since it's decided, then let Cain come. The selection is in the third domain. Time is tight, so I'll issue an official letter. You bring the boy over. He frowns. The third domain? That's where 10-star rifts have opened. It's the front line. Vivian nods. The higher-ups say a spark must be able to burn everything, so the front line suits best. She looks at Vivian intently. Vivian, your teacher has no other skills. I can only rely on you students. Vivian nods firmly. Don't worry, teacher. I'll arrange it all. This boy won't run into any trouble. Meanwhile, I'm buried in my notes, desperately catching up on the cultivation knowledge I missed. Mr. Bai is here. Cain, step out for a sec. The whole class turns to look. Bottle, you got in trouble again? I roll my eyes. Get lost. They burst out laughing, thinking I'm in hot water again, but the next day I don't show up for class. Marv frowns. What's up with Bottle? He didn't get beaten up, did he? Can't even walk now? Everyone wonders. Has Bottle quit cultivating? Skylar stands up and speaks calmly. Stop worrying about him, everyone. He has his own path to walk. He won't be back for a while. He told me to tell you all, train hard. See you at the academy. The room erupts. What? Bottle's not coming back? Sky, what's going on? What happened to Bottle? The kid with glasses shouts, everyone quiet down, let Sky talk. All eyes fix on her and she says calmly, Bottle's family runs a crematorium, you all know that. To get into the academy, he has to find another way. The whole room falls silent. Someone asks quietly, then, Sky, does that mean from now on we won't get to hang out with Bottle anymore? Skylar shoots the speaker a look. Didn't I say, see you at the academy? You all need to work hard. Cain's out there fighting for it, so we can't fall behind either. Cain said he'll definitely make it to the academy. He's waiting for you, so don't drop out of the race. Marv clicks his tongue. The dead last kid dares to mock us now? Right, Bottle's gotten cocky lately. He just stood up and already looks down on us. Just wait, whichever academy he goes to, we'll test into it too. I'm born with a kind of leader's charisma. I can get along with anyone. Fights or arguments, I can settle them all, so they indulge me. I sling my bag over my shoulder and follow behind the principal, waving back at my parents. Linda's eyes are a little teary. Teacher, there really won't be any danger, right? The principal kicks Marcus once, his voice turning stern. Danger. All you ever think about is danger. Where in this world is there a safe place? Cain has his own path to walk, don't drag him down. Linda doesn't dare say another word. Only Marcus mutters, Teacher, what'd he say that for, kicking me? The principal kicks him again. Your wife. If I don't kick you, who do I kick? I nearly laugh out loud. He shoots me a glare. He lowers his voice and warns, Kid, out there stay out of trouble. Out there isn't South City. Here you're a little tyrant, but there's always someone tougher, always a higher sky. Keep a low profile. Linda also clings to me, repeating her warnings. The principal smirks. Low profile? Without even cultivating, he made a name for himself in South City. Can he really stay low-key now? A cry splits the sky, and a 30-foot bird descends from above. Its beak is like a sword, the wind nearly forming a tornado. A man in black salutes. Hello. I was sent by Director Chen to pick up the contestants for the Spark Trials. Who is Cain? He looks toward me. The principal smiles. Good lad, all grown up now. You're with Vivian? The man scratches his head. Principal, I graduated a few years back with no resources, and Director Chen thought well of me and let me pilot this black-winged hawk. The principal pats his shoulder. Do well. I remembered this was your major, so it's put to good use. The man is moved, beaming. Principal, I won't let you down, I promise. I'm stunned. Only in this moment do I understand how impressive the principal is. His students fill the world. It's not just an empty saying. Marcus says to me, learn well. The teacher is something else. From now on, kid. Give him less grief. I nod earnestly. I'll try my best. Seeing his murderous look, I quickly change my words. I promise. The principal shouts at me. Quit dawdling. Go follow your brother. Inside, I give a thumbs up. Just like that, I've got a senior brother, and a solid one, on top of my principal Gramps. I say goodbye to my parents and jog over. Hey there, bro. I'm Kane, nickname Bottle. The man smiles. We're all family. No need to be formal. I say to the principal, I'm off then. He nods silently. Just as I'm about to step onto the black-winged hawk, he suddenly calls out, wait. He walks over and pulls a beast-hide notebook from his coat. He flips through it for a moment, wets his finger, tears out a page, and solemnly hands it to me. Keep this safe. Out there, if you run into something you can't handle, call these people. Marcus's eyes nearly bulge out of his head. Teacher, you... The principal barks sharply. Quiet. Is it your place to speak? Marcus can't believe it. Linda pulls him back. He knows what that list means. He has his own selfish hopes too, but he knows better than to speak up. I take the paper, glance over it, and commit it to memory. The black-winged hawk takes flight, calm and smooth. I look at the man beside me. Bro, this chi shield of yours is awesome. How'd you do it? Can you teach me? Oh, and what should I call you, bro? He smiles. I'm Nathan, Director Chen's reserve pilot. This is called a cheese shield. Once you enter the academy, it's all basics. But you need to reach the fusion realm before you're qualified to practice it, so don't think about it for now. I cluck in amazement. Truly, you have to get out to see the world. Bro, you're this strong and still only a reserve pilot? Nathan laughs, as if seeing his younger self. Of course, just reserve. Do you know what Mount Director Chen's full-time pilot rides? I widen my eyes. What? He sighs. A twin-winged python said to be a king-tier descendant. I'm so shocked my jaw drops. King-tier and as a mount no less. My goodness. Even knowing nothing about cultivation, I know what that means. Demon beasts can be killed or tamed, but taming is extremely hard. Usually you have to raise them from young, and you need secret methods. That's why there are mounts that soar the skies and roam the earth, in all kinds of forms. But those belong to the Golden Eagle class. Something like an iron-tailed hawk doesn't even qualify. The black-winged hawk, mentioned in books, has war-tier combat power as an adult, and even that's only reserve level. Scale, down, mystic, king, each step a vast chasm. A king-tier descendant, how strong would it be once grown? For the first time, I feel how narrow my horizons are. I stare at Nathan. I want one too, just imagining it feels glorious. Nathan smiles. Then you'll have to work hard. Still, the principal thinks highly of you. That notebook is a legend at South City High. How so? They say no one knows whose numbers are written in that notebook. When I got into the Aerospace Academy, the principal casually dialed one and had someone look out for me. At the time, I even felt slighted. Only when I arrived did I learn that person was in charge of mount selection, which is how I snagged this black-winged hawk. His expression turns reminiscent, tinged with feeling. Without that call, I couldn't even have found the door. Now you know the weight of that page, right? I really hadn't expected it to be so domineering. I press a hand to my chest, warmed. I can't let the principal down at the academy. The flight is extremely fast, yet it still takes a full day and night to arrive. The black-winged hawk passes through a membrane, and I widen my eyes. A domain. Bro, is this? Yes, 1 more hour of flying to the 3rd Domain Command Center where your selection is held. After landing, I follow behind Nathan. I wait for him to settle the black-winged hawk and feed it plenty of meat. Then we cut through the streets and alleys, stopping before a 5-story building. He swipes a card, gets checked, and we enter the lobby. An elevator? Nathan is surprised. You even know what an elevator is? Technology from the old Harmonious Society isn't known to many. I chuckle. Read about it in books. Like a curious little kid, I look all around. The elevator starts, and it goes down 23 floors before stopping. The place is packed with busy people. Rare big screens flash with data I can't read, and phones ring non-stop. Men and women in black uniforms move about without pause. Come in, a mature woman's voice calls. Nathan reports formally. Director Chen, Kane has arrived. Vivian lifts her elegant face and sizes me up. So your little bottle. She looks familiar to me, but I can't place her. As if reading my mind, she waves Nathan away and rises with a smile. Forgotten already? You had such a sweet mouth as a kid. My memory flares open and my eyes go wide. You're Auntie Viv. Auntie Viv, she laughs heartily. I remember now. She came once back when I was nearly starving to death, and she brought 3 bottles of golden blood. Fragrant, so fragrant. Those 3 bottles kept me a third full for a whole month. A rare, beautiful memory. I didn't think you'd still remember. Little Bottle is no stranger to me. Long story short, 3 days from now, geniuses from everywhere gather to fight for the top 16 spots. The contest is dangerous. If you're afraid, I can arrange to send you straight into the top 16. But then, in my eyes, you'll always be just a child, Understand? I ponder, and I get it. I look up firmly. Auntie, what do you want me to do? South City's little tyrant, high IQ, low exposure, but not stupid. Putting it that way, she clearly doesn't want me taking the shortcut, and besides, I'm no child anymore. Her eyes hold a smile. It's not about what I want, it's about what you want. To grow up under someone's wing or to carve out your own path you choose. She'd originally meant to follow her teacher's arrangement, but the first glance at me changed her mind. This boy can't be raised that way. Her teacher wanted to keep me safe, but can a greenhouse grow a strong one? She could send me into the top 16. With her connections, I'd even have a bright future at the academy. But that way, I'd be ruined. She sees a spirit in me she hasn't felt in a long time. She senses my cultivation, a solid foundation, an excellent constitution. She's heard I only train basic skills, yet my claws are already the strongest. To reach this level, the effort I put in far exceeds the ordinary. A child like this, given an easy ride, would instead be ruined. So she changed her mind, letting me try while she backstops me. My spirit realm mastery far surpasses a beginner's. What does that mean? Among peers, I'm no less than the children of great clans. My talent and grit stir her love for talent. One more step, and I might enter the fusion realm directly. If my evaluation scores well, and I have fusion realm cultivation as a base, I could absolutely earn a superb demon core. Far better than competing for rank at the academy. I don't need to place very high. As long as I make the top 8, she'll have grounds to get me a fitting destined demon core, and my starting point would be completely different. But this is all what flashes through her mind in an instant. The key is what I choose. Sure enough, I don't disappoint her. Good. Since you've chosen, then face the challenge. Auntie believes in you, so go all out. She rises and pats my shoulder, and I nod firmly. Just watch. I don't believe I'm any worse than the others. I accept the arrangement, but I refuse to be the one who got in by connections, who doesn't have a streak of refusing to lose. I hear this batch are all my age, so let me see who's stronger. Seeing the fighting spirit in my eyes, she's even more pleased. I'll head down and wait for the first round of eliminations 3 days from now. For those 3 days, I wait obediently. When I get hungry, I go into the sky-devouring realm and stew iron-tailed hawk, and my claws climb higher again, nearing perfection. But here's the problem. Aside from filling my belly and slightly raising my skill proficiency, eating iron-tailed hawk can no longer effectively temper my chi. It's not entirely useless, just far too slow. Before, eating 2 raised me by a notch, now even 10 isn't enough. The gain is minuscule. I fret over what to eat next. I just talked big, so I can't fall flat right away. I have Nathan get me the 3rd domain's Demon Beast catalog to study. White Feather Rooster, Spirit Realm, Skill Golden Rooster Stance. Why would I train that? Fluff Duck, Spirit Realm, Skill Snowstorm. That's just plucking feathers, and I've got plenty of hair myself. Looking at these oddballs, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. In the end, I settle on one. The Windchaser Wolf, Spirit Realm, Signature Skill Blood Shadow, which boosts speed by 30% once active. I pick it because this skill is a lasting buff. Hard to make a destined skill but a powerful support, and 30% is no small thing. There's one small issue for me though. I hear the Windchaser Wolf's core could let me gain a new ability, so I go ask Auntie. Vivian sweeps back a strand of hair and smiles. Little Bottle, the Windchaser Wolf is a good choice. This first round is in a rift the military controls and they're right there. I grin. Auntie, how exactly does the elimination round work? She waves me off. Alright, if there's nothing else, off you go. And stop staying in the private room. Go mingle more with the other contestants. I'm dumbfounded. A private room is so nice. Fine. The corner of her mouth lifts, and she waves impatiently, turning back to her files. For secrecy, the test site isn't fully locked in, but I know the rift she mentioned suits me. As long as I don't wander off, I'll be fine. The Windchaser Wolf skill comes down to luck. Some people eat over a dozen cores before it works. This stuff is pure mysticism. She circles a name and rings a bell. A woman in a black uniform comes in. Director Chen, seal this off and send it to the evaluation team to arrange. The woman nods instantly, understanding this is the test site. The whole evaluation team springs into motion, setting up the Wild Wolf Rift. Meanwhile, I shuffle back up to ground level, hugging my bedroll, to a rundown old-school building, the dorm. The moment I reach the door, I hear voices. Young Lord Brent, the ones here this time are all elites of the 13 cities. Every genius below the glory realm has come, 300 of them. But young Lord Brent is Chongming City's #1 prodigy, so he's sure to sweep them all. I smirk. Here comes the villain's signature toady. Just as I go to push the door open, a furious roar erupts. Kane, of all the rotten luck, it's you. I turn around and grin. Well, well. Young Lord Lucas, what a coincidence. Lucas trembles with excitement. He couldn't cut it at school and got banished to South City, held back from rebelling only because his sister kept him in line. Now he's pulled strings to get in here. He fantasizes about becoming a spark, slaughtering all comers on television while my face twists in misery. Just imagining it. But now it's even sweeter, because he spotted me. There was a road to heaven you wouldn't take. You barged through a gateless hell. This isn't South City. You don't have Skylar backing you. Kane, prepare to die. He draws a finger across his throat. I'm tickled. Prepared to die? You dare hurt someone? Young Lord Lucas, don't talk too big. Careful you don't strain something. He snorts. Relax, I won't use my family's power to crush you. I'll defeat you for real, and if you get eliminated, you won't even be worthy of losing to me. Arrogance through the roof. People around poke their heads out. Isn't that the Lucas heir? Why is he so furious? Who's he up against? The guy's got some nerve. Brent pokes his head out too, sneering. A worthless one, nothing more. Lucas's gaze sharpens. Brent, you're here too. Enemies meet. He once got into a fight with Brent that blew up big, and both were punished. Brent steps out. So what if it's me, a washed-up loser like you? What are you puffing up for? He turns to me. Hey, don't be scared, I've got your back. What can he do to you? These two are unbearably edgy. Thanks, but no need. A nobody like Lucas doesn't bother me. Brent's face darkens. He'd meant to use me to needle Lucas, but I brushed it off and now he's annoyed, thinking I'm putting on airs. Young Lord Brent is a near-perfection martial master. You're being far too cocky. A stir runs through the crowd. At an age that relies on raw talent, near perfection is indeed impressive. But some aren't impressed. A short-haired girl turns and walks off, and a boy in white twists his lips and leaves too. The toady is overbearing. I think Brent has potential, but I can't force it, and not just anyone can slip in here. The little follower forces a smile. I've got a headache, this bunch can put on a show worse than me. Forget it, thanks for the goodwill. I'm here to compete, not to form cliques. Let's just keep the peace. I push the door open, and Brent reaches out to stop me. His eyes sharpen. Then he gives a faint smile, eager for a fight. No fight breaks out, but the cameras catch it all. Vivian watches. This kid has some ability, strong yet able to hold his temper, not bad. Character matters more than talent. She values me even more now. The old man chuckles. Vivian, who's caught your interest? Listen to you, who can tell yet? We'll have to see the performance. The old man neither agrees nor disagrees. That night Brent's followers keep probing me, but I'm thinking about how to catch Windchaser wolves without the proctors noticing. I laugh it off and Brent thinks I'm being difficult. Kane, talent doesn't explain everything. Resources matter too. I smile. Much obliged. Seeing that nothing gets through to me, he grunts. A temper like yours will cost you sooner or later. The world is a cruel place. He's frustrated. One brush with me told him my cultivation isn't low, which is why he tried to recruit me. Great clans all know this game, but I didn't give him face because, well, I'm Kane. Right now there's nothing to eat. Spark's important? That thing has nothing to do with me. None of what Brent says appeals to me. The first elimination round begins. A crowd follows the black uniforms into the rift space. One day to kill demon beasts. The right ear is your proof scored by tier. No cheating. If you're caught, you're banned for life. 1 motorcycle per person. With that, they leave. The proud young elites are taken aback. This is way too sloppy. But I know that many places have cameras. My heart sinks. Cameras make it hard to operate, but whatever. There's always a way when you reach the mountain. I'm the first to charge into the wilds. The wild wolf rift thick with brush, with Windchaser wolves lurking inside. I leap onto the motorcycle and tear off, and the 300 scatter in an instant. 15 minutes later, I reach a patch of brush. My nose twitches. There's a dangerous scent inside. I hide the motorcycle, long blade in hand, and crouch down. A glint of sunlight, and I spot a camera. So that's why they were so relaxed. Everything is under surveillance. In the command room, Vivian and a group of people observe and record. Not bad, he can sense danger. Kane's rating rises. The profile updates, suspected to possess a scent-type skill. Even a tiny movement gets read. The old man nods in approval. The Spark trials are also a war of information. Vivian, you've got an eye for it. Vivian smiles. All thanks to your teaching. I'm in no rush to enter the brush. First, I count the cameras, 86 of them. This patch holds no more than 10 Windchaser wolves, yet they've installed 86 cameras. My mouth twitches. This is ridiculous. What a headache. How do I work with this many cameras? Killing, I'm confident about. Near perfection chi, perfection level claws, I'm not afraid of a swarm. But killing only to take the ears would be a terrible waste. I knit my brow, thinking, hesitating to move. Is it fear, or am I working out a plan? 10 minutes later, I have an idea. I grab a rock, jab it hard with my blade, and hurl it at the brush, channeling my chi, the technique of long-range claws. A howl rings out, and a Windchaser wolf bursts out. My eyes light up and I laugh out loud. Facing a wolf 10 feet long, I retreat like mad. I'm not luring it out to kill it slowly. I keep running, push the motorcycle upright, leap on, and twist the throttle, roaring deep into the brush. The Windchaser wolf is bewildered, and the command room is bewildered too. Death wish. I don't stop, instead I halt and taunt it, beckoning with a finger. The wolf lunges, and I deftly twist the throttle. It crashes into the brush and wakes another, and in a blink 2 of them give chase. I grin. I keep teasing them, a few more passes, and now a dozen wolves trail behind me. Now and then I use my Moon Howler Hound ability to sense the pack's positions, and repeat the trick. An hour later, more than 50 Windchaser wolves are behind me. Everyone is dumbstruck. What is this kid trying to do? Wait till he's out of fuel and dies waiting. He's insane. The recorder can't figure out what I'm doing. Director Chen sends someone. Call it off, he's going to get himself killed. The cameras have blind spots. Vivian knows the cameras outside the test zone are sparse, and if something really goes wrong, there'd be no saving him. She ponders a long while. Leave him be. Nathan, take the black-winged hawk and go check on him. Nathan sets off at once, a little anxious too. Don't really get yourself killed. I look at the 70 or 80 windchaser wolves behind me, my face lit with excitement, practically drooling. There are basically no cameras now, so I grow bolder and start closing the gap. The fastest wolf is nearly on me. I look at it and grin. Come on, sweetie. I touch the red mole on my wrist. Schwip, and that wolf is gone. Incredible. The other wolves are stunned. Where did that big companion go? This is a spot I chose on purpose. The nearest camera is half a mile away, and isn't pointed this way, so I dare to make my move. Seizing the moment, I take the two stunned wolves and, schwip, they vanish too. Just like that, the first wave is cleanly gone. I pant, watching the dust roll up, and lightly lick my lips. It looks easy, but it's actually hard. I have to make contact to take them in. The sky-devouring realm isn't all-powerful. If I provoke something I can't handle, I'd never dare go in again. Still, no matter what, the meat stays in the pot. Once it's in the sky-devouring realm, it's already halfway into my pot. Eating it is only a matter of time. After I bag 6 in a row, I quickly right the motorcycle and keep moving. I can't stay in one spot, it's too dangerous and easy to get spotted. I have to go provoke another, then take it in. That's my plan. If I killed them one at a time, I'd always be under the cameras, and a few days would burn through them all. So to be productive, you have to take big risks, provoke a whole pack of windchaser wolves. Who cares if a few go missing? After a full half day, the tank can still run 180 miles. I've only used 2/3. Now about 60 windchaser wolves trail behind me. When it's about right, I drive out of the surveillance zone and bag 7 or 8. Nathan rushes over to check on me, and I spot his hawk too. The moment he arrives, I stop bagging wolves and fight for real, finishing the first one with a few blade strokes, cutting the ear, digging out the core, tossing the wolf meat, and riding off. Up above, Nathan is stunned, muttering to himself, "Huh, you can play it like that?" He sees it clearly. I'm dominant. For one thing, the wolves are nearly spent, their speed 40% slower than at full strength. This method looks dangerous, but the payoff is high. Riding the motorcycle costs me no stamina, while the wolves chase until they drop. When they collapse, I move in to reap, and when the time's right, I flee. Round and round, it's practically unbeatable. Nathan is awestruck, but what about running low on fuel? I race toward the brush, stop the bike, and call out, "Hey, come on out, mind swapping bikes?" A trembling contestant crawls out on the verge of tears. "Boss, don't mess with me, get that pack away. I've been stirring up this area for ages, who could miss that rolling cloud of dust?" It's a case of the man flying out front, his soul chasing behind. Everyone steers clear of this lunatic. "I'm trying to pass the test too, why is it this hard?" I grin. "My bike can still go 12 miles. You take mine and head that way, I'll take yours and go this way so I won't bother you. How about it?" The contestant is about to cry. "Boss, with no bike, how do I compete? At near perfection, I can't move fast on foot." I smile. "If we don't swap, I won't leave. What'll you do?" His face flushes red. Pushed to the edge, he says, "I'll fight you first, then ride off. If you can run, so can I." But I show a mysterious smile. "Is that so?" A swing of my claws, and 5 streaks of blood cheese shoot out, crushing a wolf hidden in the brush that had been about to ambush him. Ugh. 10,000 alpacas stampede through his mind. He cries, "Boss, you could have just robbed me." True, with this kind of strength, robbing would be normal. Yet I bargained with him. How reasonable of me. I wave a hand. "No can do. We're all classmates. We may fight side by side someday." Robbing would be in poor taste. In the end, he gives in. The dust behind grows thicker. A huge wave is coming, and if he doesn't leave now, I can run, but he might not. Tearfully, he tosses me his keys and swaps bikes. "Boss, keep your word. I go left, you go right." I smile, satisfied. "No problem. I'll take that ear with you as compensation." With that, I ride off. Looking at the full tank, I feel reassured. No one else runs around recklessly like me, so fuel is no issue. That contestant fingers the ear he got for free and is oddly a little touched. On the Black-Winged Hawk, Nathan watches me and picks up his radio. "Director Chen, should I still tail him?" In the command room, Vivian, the old man and the recorder all fall silent. This kid is too much. With one move, I crushed a near 5-gram wolf and everyone saw it. With this kind of strength, why not just kill straightforwardly? Why all these antics? What's the point, the thrill? Vivian rubs her temples. Bring him back, let him court his own doom. For the first time, she can't read me. Inwardly, she curses, little rascal. The old man laughs. "Vivian, this is the very boy old Mo asked us to look after." She nods helplessly. "The teacher put in a word too." The old man laughs heartily. "Of course. He even said the boy was such a good kid. Only this performance." Tisk tisk tisk. Vivian's face reddens slightly. She knows he's teasing her, but the boy's one of her own after all. As an elder, what can she do? Clean up the mess. Let's look at the other contestants. She changes the subject. The recorder quietly writes down outstanding strength, but the temperament, someone just writes, out of his mind. Damn it, what on earth are you after? Nathan is gone. With less attention on me, I cut loose completely. And it's not just me. Lucas, over on his side, isn't slow either. Born into a great clan, he heads straight for the brush. His first step is the same as mine, hook one wolf. But what comes next isn't as flashy as mine. His eyes gleam. "Wolf pup, you're going to help me rack up points." He draws his blade and charges, every move steady and powerful, true great clan form. Anyone watching would call him a fine prospect, a solid foundation. With his skills backing him up, he takes one down fast. The corner of Lucas's mouth curves up. He checks his watch. 10 minutes, decent progress. He'd encountered demon beasts before, but always under the protection of 10 bodyguards, so he isn't afraid. He treats them like old friends. That too is the depth of a great clan. An ordinary person seeing for the first time a wolf 10 feet long, taller than a horse, with flashing silver fangs and claws, who wouldn't be afraid? He works step by step, certain that at this pace his score will be solid, at least better than mine. Thinking he'll knock me out, Lucas smiles. But maybe he gets cocky. A misstep, one lure too many, and 3 wolves come out at once. He's thrown off for a moment. Luckily, he's seen the world, so he steadies himself and counters. The command room sees it all. Not bad, a fine prospect. Vivian gives a hum. But 2 by the book. To become great, he needs to cut loose. A group of them takes notes. Brent, by contrast, stands out. He looks like a spoiled heir, but his strength isn't weak. Unfazed, he provokes them head-on. 1, 2 isn't enough, bring 3, 4 still isn't enough, bring more. He keeps taunting, until 5 before he feels he's at his limit. Brent's strength is decent, and he's bold too, but too impulsive. 5 is fine, but what about 6? Sure enough, it's called. A smaller wolf slips in, and Brent's pressure doubles. Among the others, 1 stands apart. He carries a 6-foot blade on his back, one hand on the hilt, the other bracing the spine. What a massive blade. Impressive. It is big, and impressive. He's already crossed the threshold, and his skill is a body-strengthening one too. Good synergy. Maybe someone at home is guiding him. What's his name? Titus. Watching him battle a whole pack alone, and even pressing the pack down, he truly carries the air of a chosen one. There's also a boy in black-rimmed glasses. Though he has near-perfection cultivation, he fights unusually conservatively, every move using the smallest motion for the greatest damage. Calvin. Ah, he's of the Calvin clan, that explains it. The Calvin clan is famed for calculation, an 18-move chain to take down wolves, natural-born mathematicians. 100 flowers bloom, 100 schools contend. The elders nod. The overall strength is good, worth cultivating. If not for an oddball like me, the assessment would have ended perfectly. I tear through the wilds with a string of tagalongs trailing wolves, bears, and 3-legged golden fowl behind me. The procession grows larger and larger, and slowly it gets out of hand. I haven't stopped to restock in half an hour, and the windchaser wolves keep getting faster, almost catching my motorcycle. The sky darkens, the headlight harsh, and I have no idea where I've ended up. Night suits my work better. Now and then I kill a few, bag a few. The leopard bears I don't dare touch. They feel like something I can't provoke, so I stick to wolves. With a near-perfection body, staying up all night feels like play. The others don't dare sleep, afraid of being eliminated. I wander around aimlessly, stirring up every demon beast there is. At dawn I duck into the sky-devouring realm to stew meat. Near 3-gram windchaser wolf, lesser demon ear. The meat is on the tough side, little flesh and a lot of bone. The bones can be boiled into a broth that slightly raises chi density, and the meat slightly improves fullness. 80 grams of strong liquor, 200 grams of dried chili, 10 grams of bay leaves, simmer low and slow. Note: the windchaser wolf holds a trace of wind insight, which may randomly be absorbed. Review: hard to swallow, but if you're starving you can have a taste. Still a sassy review, but much better than before. Even a dog won't eat it, has become hard to swallow. The food's improving. I heat the pan with oil, drop in the wolf meat, then the seasonings. Outside, the demon beasts are going mad. Wolves howling, tigers roaring, bears bellowing, all of them hunting for me. Led on a chase all day, they're bottling up their fury, every one of them wanting to eat me to vent. But the man has vanished, so how could they not go wild? Trees are knocked crooked as they rampage everywhere. The contestants are the ones who suffer. They'd meant to grind out a lead overnight, only to run into a riot. Fusion realm demon beasts appear, their terrifying aura making people tremble. They hide in the brush, not daring to move, not daring to kill, wailing inside. Their scores were already poor, and now they're truly finished. The command room is at a loss. Director Chen, where did that kid run off to? The demon beasts have gone berserk, and who knows how many cameras are wrecked. Vivian's face hardens. What, can't we afford that much? This is an assessment, accidents happen. Blame the poor contingency plan, how can you blame a contestant? The crowd flushes red. We had no idea there'd be a contestant like this. Nathan thinks to himself, Director Chen protects her own as always. I'm glad I come from this faction. At last day breaks, and the demon beasts, unable to find me, settle down. Full and content, I nap a while in the scripture hall, then sit down to count my spoils. 35 right ears in all. This score should be enough, right? At the very least it won't get me eliminated. Then again, hard to say. Since Auntie believes in me, I can't let her down. So I bag 5 more windchaser wolves, rounding it up to 40. That settles it. The only thing is, the wolf meat has to be eaten soon or it'll spoil, a sweet kind of trouble. I wash my clothes, the smell on them is too strong. I let out a satisfied burp, step cautiously out of the sky-devouring realm and find no pursuers left outside. I grin, pick a direction and gun it. Around 10 o'clock the contestants trickle back, all of them looking grim, Brent included. So damn infuriating. A whole night and nothing to show, didn't dare make a move, didn't even dare sleep, terrified of an ambush. This night is the cruelest the world has shown them yet. How'd it go? Not great, probably dead last, you? Same here, just a little I got during the day, I'm done for this time. My dad's gonna kill me when I get home. One and done, it's embarrassing to even mention. Don't even start, no idea what got into the demon beasts howling all night instead of sleeping. Same with me. Amid the chatter, Brent's and Lucas's faces ease a little. If everyone's like this, the rankings might not shift much. They glance at Calvin and Titus, the real rivals, wondering how those two fared. Once nearly everyone is gathered, the assessment team appears and checks a watch. 3 minutes left, anyone who can't return on time will be eliminated. Everyone is looking around. Lucas is looking for me, sneering inside, still not back by now, most likely he won't make it. Brent is puzzled too. On paper my strength isn't bad, so how could I fail to return? 1 minute left, and just as the announcement is about to come, an engine roars. A youth comes tearing in, drifts to a stop, and leaps off. Lucas's pupils shrink, and I catch it. I grab my bag and ask with a grin, "What, surprised I made it back?" Lucas grunts and says nothing. I don't care, and step into the crowd. The ones whose motorcycle I'd commandeered wail inside. Good grief, how is this menace still alive? Others may not know what caused the riot, but surely he knows. Hearing all the resentment in the air, they don't dare speak up. They can't afford to offend everyone. In the end, a few of them stand behind me and whisper, "Boss, how about I roll with you from now on?" Before I can answer, the assessment team speaks. Time's up, we'll now tally the scores. Staff seal off the entrance. Anyone arriving after this gets no score. Only now do I realize I made it back right on the wire, a little relieved. If I'd overslept, I'd be done. I also hear the 3 boys behind me talking. With the goodwill of the bike I gave away, it'd be rude to ignore them. What did you all just say? The few exchange glances and relax. So they'd all had their bikes taken too. The one in front, a youth with acne, repeats it. "Boss, let us roll with you." I laugh. "Roll with me? This is a selection, we're all competitors." They shake their heads. "We mean afterward, whichever academy you go to, we'll follow. We hear you can form a team there." It dawns on me late and I smile. "Let's get out first. I don't want anyone too weak." "Quiet!" Just as I'm feeling smug, the assessment team barks and I flinch. They glare at me, furious. After all the extra work I've made for them, here I am still whispering. "One more word and you're disqualified." The scene goes quiet. I'm helpless. I seem to feel a wave of anger, but I didn't do anything. Just days ago they were all smiles toward me. This guy in front even used his meal card to get me food. How did the boat of friendship capsize in a single day and night? The tally takes half an hour, and the result is stunning. The top spot isn't me, isn't Titus, isn't Calvin, and isn't Brent or Lucas, but someone no one paid any mind to, Silas, 53 years, first place. An uproar bursts out at once. Who's Silas? Never heard of him. Damn. The surname Shao? There's no such great clan in the 13 cities. The team ignores them and speaks only to a tall, lean, dark-skinned boy in the crowd. Congratulations, Silas. First place in round 1, 53 points. In an instant, many refused to accept it, Brent most of all. He'd been thrilled, certain he'd take first, only to fall this far behind. No one dares claim it was rigged. Impossible. When Silas steps forward, someone gasps. Damn. Turns out he's mute. The fact that he's mute instantly seizes everyone's curiosity, and even the examiner's mouth twitches up. This kid is far tougher than me. From the moment he entered the rift, he never stopped, killing demon beasts step by step, bravely striking even at night. Not only brave, but careful too. Others, afraid of being surrounded, played it safe. People of good background could afford a low ranking, safety first. If they don't get picked, they have a fallback. But for Silas, this is a rare chance. A commoner genius from our city taking first, I respect that. This guy is the king of grind. The chatter spreads. For someone this hard-working, such a result is fair enough. Next comes second place, Titus of the capital, 48 years. Third place, Calvin, 45. Brent's face grows darker and darker. He only has 38, already out of the top 3. Once I hear second and third, I stop paying attention. I know my 40 years will get me in, it's only a matter of where. That suits me fine, my showing isn't too prominent. I don't yet know I'm just behind the leaders. But I never expected 4th place. Well, that's a fine score. Brent's face goes darker still, and Lucas's too. He has 1 fewer than me, far behind. What surprises me is that the 3 guys behind me also made the top 16. Seeing my doubtful look, they sigh. "Boss, we're just a bit worse than you, but we're not actually trash." I didn't expect to be called out, and laugh sheepishly. "Stop calling me boss. I'm just an ordinary guy, call me Kane." The 3 don't know any better, and just call me Kane anyway. Brent and Lucas watch with green eyes. This bastard's recruited followers. I struggled so hard and got none, so how did he? Their teeth itch with envy. Top 16 stay, the rest go home. I'm curious. The Spark trials feel a bit low on intensity. What kind of talent can they pick out? By the next day, I don't think so anymore. The top 16 is the real test. Per the strategy division's projection, tomorrow Beast Tide will strike the 3rd domain. You'll be split up and folded into the 13 cities army. That place is life or death. Anyone afraid can leave now, the staff says gravely. The 16 erupt. We're only spirit realm and we have to join a beast tide? Brent asks it aloud. The team is stern. Those are the rules. Stay if you want in, go back if you're afraid. Same line again, the rules, which no one can argue with. Make your choice now. Those who stay, step forward. The crowd hesitates. Silas strides out with Titus and the rest close behind. Of course I won't back down. What did I come here for? The team won't send us to die. No pressure. I step out without hesitation. The 3 tag-alongs, seeing their boss step out, naturally follow. Of the 16, 5 drop out. The team finally smiles. This is just the first gate, courage. Anyone who dares not face a beast tide, what right do they have to fight for the 13 cities? Good thing you all passed. This step is crucial. From here on, the 16 understand the contest's difficulty has risen, and the mental pressure climbs sharply. Good. Not bad. Since you're all staying, let's continue. The team knows your geniuses, your cultivation near the peak of the spirit realm. Just in case, we've prepared Fusion Realm Demon Cores for you. A clatter. Everyone freezes. Fusion Realm Cores. No one is pleased, only puzzled, and they all look to the team. Only I am lost, and I turn to my followers. One explains, Kane, didn't we all come for the Fusion Realm, but not for cores of unknown grade? We came for the final reward. An ordinary demon core gives limited breakthroughs, and future growth takes enormous effort, so that first high-grade core is critical. Handing out one of unknown grade now, isn't that ruining us? Only now does it click. Of all these contestants, I'm the only self-taught one. Everyone else is prepared for ages. What I don't get is why the team is playing it so crooked. I know you have doubts, but between your future and your life, which matters more? The core is only mystic tier, but it's enough to bridge the gap. The first half I'll grant, but the second half, who cares? A mystic tier core? We came here for one word, King. But I don't care. Once I break through, I'll just eat more. I can make it up. Silas, though, tucks his away with care. It's a dream beyond his reach. Brent and the others wear pure disdain, and even Titus and Calvin don't hide it. In the command room, the old man points at the screen. This kid's mindset is solid. Vivian smiles. He doesn't get it. He had no exposure before coming. The old man shakes his head. He heard the explanation and his expression didn't change. Good temperament. Now I'm looking forward to his showing. Is the beast tide stable? Not very, but we can carve out an arena. I'll oversee it personally and let through some demon beasts that fit the criteria. Then go. Carried by black-winged hawks, we're airdropped down. This is the 3rd domain's homeland defense front, our home. Giant trees tower skyward, blotting out the sky. I run a hand over a trunk and recall a strange fact. These trees grow on the corpses of humans and demon beasts. When you kill a demon beast, you take only the blood essence and the core. No one bothers with the body. Frontline soldiers resist corruption well, so there's no need to burn them. Inside the cities, it's different. Ordinary people can't withstand it. So demon beasts that escape the rifts must be incinerated. Here, wreckage lies everywhere, 99% of it demon corpses. Fallen human comrades, whenever possible, are carried back so the fallen leaves return to their roots. I shake off the stray thoughts and pull out the map. Start to finish. The first stage task is simple. Reach the marked point, join a combat squad, and take the second stage task. But this time it's a little different. Hey, contestant Kane, respond if you read me. Your recorder is crooked. Wyatt. I answer helplessly. I'm here. This thing can't be lost. Losing it counts as forfeiting. Want to do a little side business? Tough now. A headache. How do I crack it? My eyes dart, and there's always a way around a problem. I set off. A few steps in, I stop. Damn, there are a lot of demon beasts. My nose is nearly overwhelmed. The beast tide lives up to its name. But I'm thrilled. The chance is here. Slowly, I lift the long blade off my back, grip it tight, and take a battle stance. 1 step, 2, and suddenly, as if a trap is tripped, the air ahead fills with shrieks and howls, and over a dozen old friends charge out. My eyes light up. Moonhowler hounds. I nearly drool. I have 3 skills, claws, scent, and a 30% speed boost. Claws comes from the iron-tailed hawk, empowered by blood-red chi, its force doubled. Even a spirit realm at perfection, I can form a phantom palm and kill from range. The fusion realm I don't dare dream of yet. Scent comes from the Moonhowler hound, but sadly I've only eaten 1, stuck at major mastery, so never mind. Skills have 5 stages, novice, minor mastery, major mastery, perfection, grandmaster, each a world apart. Now with 10 Moonhowler hounds, once I eat them all, how sharp will my nose get? In the command room, Nathan frowns. Director Chen, 10 spirit realm Moonhowler hounds at once, I'm afraid he can't hold up. Vivian sneers. You underestimate him badly. After the chaos he caused in round 1, you think he's only got a couple of tricks? Once he handles this batch, release the second batch straight into the third. But that's 50 of them, plus a half-step fusion realm hound king. If he can't beat it, he can run. If I don't rein in that temper of his, he'll be flying off the handle for good. Nathan has no words. This bottle really is too much. Facing 10 Moonhowler hounds, I smile. Come on. Sweetie. I spring up onto a tree 15 feet high and fling out my blade. The next second, the blood-red claws twist into a giant hand, grip the hilt firmly, and sweep across. The 3 Moonhowler hounds at the front are beheaded on the spot. Nathan cries out, "Damn, he's insane." The others crowd around, staring at the screen, faces full of shock. This is the kid who caused trouble everywhere in round 1. Good heavens, how old is he? Just a high school senior, and he's already trained a skill to perfection. Is this a genius or a grinder? No wonder he dared to run wild and show off in round 1. Turns out he does have real skill. To bring a skill to perfection while still in high school earns you an entry ticket to the academy outright. But precisely because of that, they wonder why I still came to the Spark trials. When they open my file, everyone falls silent, some even ashamed. Good heavens, this kid actually comes from a crematorium. What were his parents thinking? An absolute waste of a person. Nathan already knew the whole story, and just looks at the unruffled Vivian. Director Chen, did you know all along how strong Kane is? Vivian smiles faintly. He's one of my own, after all. The room is stunned. After I behead the 3 moon howler hounds, I enrage the 7 behind them, and they rush me as one, spitting out a glittering ball of light from their mouths. A chill runs through me. I know this is the moon howler hound's greatest ability, the ranged moon disc. With a quick dodge and weave, I evade the focused barrage, and the giant tree behind me bursts apart. But I don't flinch either. My blade sweeps, and the fierce fight is on. 10 minutes later, a smile on my lips, I straighten up, draw back my blade, and wipe the blood off the edge. Nothing more to it. To take on 10 same-tier moon howler hounds alone at this age is already top of the class. Just as I'm about to collect the bodies, my eyes nearly pop out. Damn, I've kicked the hornet's nest. 50 moon howler hounds charge at me. I can't spare a thought for the bodies, I bolt for my life. With no motorcycle now, on my legs alone, even at top speed I can barely stay ahead. The man flies out front, the hounds chasing behind, a sorry sight. This has the people in the command room bursting into laughter. I'm dying. This kid seemed invincible a second ago, and now he's a drowned rat. Let's see how he handles this. But he won't really get hurt, will he? Someone looks to Vivian, and Vivian too is curious just where Kane's limit lies. Keep a close watch. The rest of you back to your posts. Don't the other contestants need watching? Then she returns to her private room and makes a call. Hello, bro. There's something I need to tell you. I'm in real misery now. The nearest moon howler hound is under 15 feet away, and I can clearly feel its attacks graze past me. I'm crying inside that I can't take it. If I weren't lugging the camera, I'd really duck into the sky-devouring realm. I instinctively block the camera, and the nearest moon howler hound has already pounced sideways at me. I curse inside, damn, take it, and the instant we touch, I sweep the moon howler hound into the sky-devouring realm. But to my surprise, the moon howler hounds turn even more frenzied, chasing harder. They chase, I flee, and whenever I get a chance I take one in, with the occasional counter-kill. In the end, the moon howler hounds keep dropping in number, but I'm nearly spent too, having run dozens of miles on foot. If not for chi strengthening my body, I'd have collapsed long ago. When only 6 or 7 are left, a moon howler hound with half-crimson eyes lets out a howl, and my heart jolts. I'd noticed long ago that this one is the leader. Feeling its aura, I know I can't fight it head-on. This is a fusion realm hound at the very least. I run even faster, not daring even to look back. After running for who knows how many hours, I suddenly find the moon howler hounds have stopped chasing. The half-step fusion realm moon howler hound shadows my every move, but it doesn't dare come closer. Its eyes lock fiercely on the direction, yet it won't take a single step forward. Seeing it give up the chase, I breathe a sigh of relief, run another 5 or 6 minutes, and only then climb a tree and let out a long breath. That cursed thing is really vicious. Its nose still sharp, impossible to shake. Yes, the moon howler hound's sense of smell is keen, and I can't escape it. I've heard there's a scent masking powder, but I don't have any. Who would equip me with that kind of thing? But when I look at the map, I frown slightly, staring at it in frustration. Where the hell is this? The landmarks stopped matching long ago, and I have no idea where I've ended up. But then a sky-shaking roar erupts, the sound wave setting my head buzzing. I instinctively curl up against the trunk, eyes fixed on the source. I'm stunned. 5 people in black uniforms, men of the military, a tiger emblem on their sleeves, are trading blows with a 30-foot behemoth. The 5 each hold a direction, forming an encirclement, all using ranged skills. I'm so awestruck my mouth won't close. Whoa, the Hurricane Beast's wind surge. Isn't that the Hurricane Beast's signature skill? Heavens, what's that? A flame arrow, the magma behemoth's specialty. The 5's techniques all come from the Cultivator Story Digest, handled with ease, their proficiency far from low. The crucial thing is, that behemoth is dodging too. A skill misses, hits the ground, and ignites. The vanguard seals off the flames, which only burn brighter. I'm too frightened to move, gripping my wrist hard, ready to flee into the sky-devouring realm at any moment. The battle is at least half a mile from me, yet I can still feel the heat and the sound waves. A sharp light bursts in my eyes. This is what a cultivator is. Could this be the fusion realm? But the next second I decide I'm wrong. The behemoth goes berserk, unleashing a force that makes it impossible for me to stand. Absolutely not the fusion realm. The fusion realm couldn't be this monstrous. Then it must be the mystic realm, I guess, but the next second I'm wrong again. As the behemoth fights back, the 5 bring out their ultimate moves too. The leader calmly utters, "Suppress." With a boom, even half a mile away, I feel myself enter a strange state. The feeling is hard to name. Submission, obedience, I can't tell them apart. Sweat streams down my forehead, my jaw clenched tight, grinding. A king's domain. I'm about to lose it. King tier, that's the heavens themselves. A king tier is someone an ordinary person never meets in a lifetime, and now one stands right here before me. If I weren't bent double, I'd be over the moon with excitement. And that man frowns slightly too, sweeping a glance my way, then turns back to focus on the behemoth, and the pressure on me drops sharply. Today I've truly had my eyes opened, witnessing a top-tier battle. A king-tier fight, while I wouldn't say it destroys the heavens, could certainly be called earth-shattering. To watch this spectacle, I force myself to stay despite the pressure. I'm already here, wouldn't leaving early be a waste? A king-tier battle isn't something you can see just any time. That behemoth is naturally king-tier too. Or why would one king-tier and 4 mystic-tier masters be ganging up to kill it? Half an hour later the battle ends. An ice spike falls, and the demon beast dies. The king-tier man lets out a breath and clears the field, extracting the blood essence in the core. With a sideways shift he's standing right in front of me. Kid, where did you come from? What are you doing running out here? I wipe the camera and wipe my sweat. Sir, I'm a contestant in the assessment. I tell him the whole story of being chased on the run by the Moonhowler hounds. He laughs. You little rascal, is this a place you can wander into? Your test is in the outer zone, this is the inner zone. You're lucky, with a king-tier demon beast's presence keeping things cowed. Otherwise, the moment you stepped in, even a rat could finish you. The weakest thing here has glory-tier strength. I freeze. I really did get cocky, banking on the sky-devouring realm, thinking I could always run if I couldn't win. But what if the enemy just holds its ground? In an instant, it could kill me. A wave of dread surges up. Now I know fear. He smiles more openly, especially after I give my name. Alright, no demon beast will return for half a day. We're heading deeper to support the inner territory. Here's a map. Find your own way out. I take the map. A true strategic map, far better than mine. Sir, I'll take it then. What will you use? Do I look like I need this thing? Quit fussing, get moving. I want to go, and I know it's dangerous, but I can't bear to leave. Glancing back every few steps. He sees through me. What, never seen a king-tier demon beast and want to look? I smile sheepishly. I really haven't, and I'm curious. To my surprise, he hauls me back right up to the demon beast's corpse. My breathing quickens. Take your look, get your fill, then scram. Then he says to the men in black. While you're at it, leave the kid a claw and bore a hole in it. One of them cuts off a claw 1.5 long, bores a hole, and tosses it over. The man hands it to me. If you want to live, hang it around your neck. It'll at least get you out. I'm dumbfounded. 1.5 claw gleaming bright. Around my neck, and it'll bump against me too. He nods, holding back a laugh. Grit my teeth and put it on. The weight is immense, so I have to steady it carefully. Alright, go take your look. We're off. Get back to the outer zone within 2 hours. He and his men vanish in a single leap. I gaze at the behemoth, nearly drooling. Hey sir, what's your name? A voice comes from the distance. Surname Mo. Mo. The principal's surname is Mo too. His son turned out impressive. Could he be the principal's son? But if the son's this incredible, how could the father not be? I can't figure it out, so I shake my head and let it go. Holding the camera, I pretend to inspect the demon beast. 10 minutes later, I turn sideways to block the lens and, in a flash, sweep the corpse into the sky-devouring realm, my heart pounding like thunder. A king-tier. Imagine how strong I'd get from eating it. It mastered wind, rain, and sound waves, and was fast. So fast that even a 5-man encirclement nearly failed to hold it. I felt its sound wave attack firsthand. If I ate it, how monstrous I'd become. A horse won't fatten without night fodder, a man won't get rich without a windfall, and with this step I'm about to take off. Others risk their lives for a single king-tier core to awaken a high-quality ability, while I directly gain the whole corpse. Of course only I can use it, but that doesn't change the fact that I know I'm about to soar. The flesh will rot, only the claws and fangs are useful. The third domain doesn't fear corruption, so the custom is to take only the essence. They aren't worried I'll cause trouble either. What could I do with something this huge? Besides, demon beasts must not be eaten as an iron law. I'm itching to dive into the realm at once and make a shield, a king-tier crepe wrap, but I hold back, it's too risky. Old Mo said I have to be out within 2 hours, and half an hour has passed, so I make a quick retreat. My walk looks odd, 1.5 claw hanging from my neck, and with the map in hand I finally understand, this is the dividing line. No wonder the Moonhowler hounds stopped chasing. Smart dogs. The moment I cross back into the outer zone, the command room signal returns. Nathan is overjoyed. Kane's back! Vivian hurries over. My disappearance just now had terrified her. The footage shakes, and as the replay streams back, everyone falls silent. Nathan murmurs, Director Chen, this kid is far too bold. At this rate, I'm afraid he'll get himself killed. That was the inner zone. How does a spirit realm even dare? Vivian too falls silent. The footage is choppy but clear. 50 Moonhowler hounds chasing me, no small pressure, and that I stayed lucid under a king's domain is remarkable in itself. The idea in her mind takes deeper root. Nathan asks, Major Mo seemed to know Kane. Hasn't he been away for many years, unable to come back? Vivian's lips curve. I bet he's seen a photo. Nathan slaps his forehead. True enough. Still, this kid is lucky. A blessing in disguise, he watched a great battle, and even came away with a king-tier demon beast claw to forge. Up until the mystic realm, he won't have to worry about a weapon. Nathan can't help but envy it. A weapon made from king-tier claws or fangs is incredibly hard to come by, and it just fell into his hands. There's even a bit of hide left on the claw. With a little work it becomes a handguard, and the defense on that would be top-notch. How could anyone not be envious? And it isn't just Nathan, even the others are green with envy. I've delayed too long. The sun is nearly down and I have to find a squad or I'll lose my qualification, even though I've already earned the entry ticket. Who wouldn't want to do better? A king tier core is useless to me, but it could bring honor to the principal. He swallowed his pride to ask for this chance, and I can't shame him. I decided before I came, even as a connections pick, I'll be the toughest of the bunch. I switch back to the map and search for the squad's direction. Meanwhile, somewhere in the outer zone, a 3-man squad is fanning themselves in the breeze. Boss, how did this lousy job land on us again? You're hopeless. Right, these little princes are hard to please, and if anything goes wrong, we take the fall. The dark-faced man in charge says coldly, "Are you calling the shots, or am I?" The two fall silent at once. On the left, Slim sighs. "Fine, whatever, just our luck. I just hope this one's an easy job." But the dark-faced boss doesn't buy it. Experience tells him the one coming will be nothing but trouble. A rustling. He sees branches sway. Someone's coming, get ready. The two scramble up at once and draw their weapons, firearms of all things. Boone stares at the figure with the strange object hanging from his neck, frowns and even rubs his eyes. "Slim, doesn't that thing look like a demon beast's claw?" Slim looks through his scope and his jaw drops. "Boss, it does. A claw that big, where did he get it? A spirit realm could take down something of that grade?" Boone has no answer. Finally he grits his teeth. "Forget it, let's test him first. If he really got it himself, the three of us combined wouldn't be a match for him." He can already picture the beating. They take aim. I'm walking along, steadying the king-tier demon beast's claw, sniffing the air now and then. This claw works wonders. The whole way there's been no trace of demon beasts, until I catch the scent of people. Just as I'm about to head over, I suddenly sense a cold gust. Whoa! I dodge hard. Damn, someone's ambushing me, bullets raining down. Firearms are useless against demon beasts, but to a spirit realm like me they're deadly. I duck behind a giant tree and nearly bite it. My adrenaline spikes. Thrilling. So thrilling. In a flash I understand. The task is to find a squad, but they aren't helpers, they're opponents. This is the real test. Heh, you're Kane, right? Hand over your contestant card and we won't shoot you. So it's the card. I sneer. Handing it over means dropping out, which I won't accept. The command room is watching me too. What do you think this kid will do? I don't believe he'll be scared. He'll give us a surprise. Don't oversell it, this is for real. Before the words land, a mortar shell drops. My pupils contract. Whoa, they mean it. Run. I dart out from behind a small tree, mind racing. Up on the high ground, the three grind their teeth. Damn it, don't let me get a clean shot. I could run for it, but the second round clue is on them. I won't hand over the card, and I can't beat them. A stalemate. I stare at them, my gaze firm. Want to make me quit? Not a chance. I straighten the camera, take a deep breath, and set the king-tier claw on the ground. It hampers me. I can't put it into the sky-devouring realm, since it's something out in the open, and stowing it would blow my cover. The high ground is about 40 feet tall, with trees around it, and once I'm close beneath it, I'm safe. 3 against 1, no big deal. The trees are about 25 feet apart, and the ones in between have been cut down. I get it, and the corner of my mouth lifts. Courage. The courage to face fear head on. This is by design, either charge through or surrender. But I, Kane, am of warrior's blood. I burst forward, charging toward a giant tree off to the side, a bullet grazing my scalp, thud, and I clear one tree. Nathan's palms sweat, his face flushed. Well done. Take life and death lightly, fight when you won't yield. How can a spark lack the resolve to die? Vivian smiles, watching quietly. One tree, then another, each crossing a mental challenge. Get hit, and at best I'm out, at worst crippled, yet the more I run the more thrilled I get, from uneasy to eager. I lick my lips. I think I'm starting to love this feeling. At last, with a final leap, I reach the base of the high ground. The bullets lose their threat, and I laugh out loud. Damn it, just wait till I get up there. Boone's trio look helpless, wiping sweat and rubbing their wrists. It's over, they can't stop him. I catch my breath, curse, and fling out my claws, hooking the edge of the high ground, yanking hard and vaulting up. No one expected claws could be used like this. Just as I'm about to take revenge, damn, was that necessary, shooting at me like you meant to kill. I grumble and move to charge them, only to find the three sitting on ammo crates, smoking, telling me with weary faces, "Brother, go ahead." They quickly squat with hands over their heads, in unison, as if rehearsed. I'm dumbstruck, and furious, too. I point at them and shout, "Get up, stand up and fight me." The three shake their heads like rattle drums. "Can't fight at all. The best of us is only spirit realm. We can't compare to a genius like you." I laugh in exasperation. How can you be so shameless about it? So infuriating. I want to beat them senseless, but they won't even fight back, so how can I? It's like punching cotton. I'm livid, while the command room is delighted. I'm dying. These old hands really know how to play a kid. Someone covers a laugh. Of course, these guys are all sly foxes, good at everything except cultivation. What can I do? I point at Boone's trio. Stand up straight, 2 slaps each, and we'll call it even. Seeing how aggrieved they look, I actually start to feel I'm being too harsh. Damn, they nearly killed me, and here I am feeling guilty over 2 slaps. So uncomfortable. Boone gives a sly grin. He guessed right, and obediently hands me the second round information, another map, with a start and an end, plus 1 extra marked point in the middle. Seeing my confusion, he says quietly, This is the convergence point. You'll meet another contestant there, but only one can move on. He's done me a favor, and now I feel even worse about hitting them. I wave irritably. Fine, got it. Lucky for you, I'm easygoing. The three snicker, watching me head off. I gather my gear, including that king-tier claw. Boone asks, curious. Kid, what demon beast is that claw from? I give a snort. King-tier, never seen one, have you? I walk off without looking back. Time is short, and night has fallen. Starlight seeps into the dense forest, and I travel by moonlight, but the calm has vanished, making me wonder if the claw is fake. But then it makes sense. No wonder old Mo said I had to be out within 2 hours. A king-tier claw can't keep deterring forever. If it worked indefinitely, you'd run rampant everywhere. Then why bother cultivating? If it stops working, I'll just stop relying on it. I can clearly feel the demon beast tier rising, even catching a whiff of Fusion Realm aura. If I weren't fast, I'd already be in a hard fight. Finally, at midnight, I spot the convergence point, a single marked cabin. I thought it was a rest stop, but the aftershocks of a fight reach me. Someone's battling. I creep closer carefully, and sure enough, I see a man in a sorry state. The more I watch, the more amused I get. Brent, isn't this the guy who wanted to recruit me as a follower? He's being mobbed by 3 peak spirit realm demon beasts, barely holding on alone. I find a tall tree and settle in, where I don't block my view and don't draw aggro. This sort of thing I'm very good at. Grinning, I take out some jerky and watch with relish. This infuriates Brent. He wouldn't normally be this angry. Running into demon beasts during the assessment is perfectly normal, but what stings is the comparison. He knew he'd meet a contestant here, so he came late and on purpose, treading carefully, only to be surrounded by 3 demon beasts the moment he arrived. Wow, he's getting battered. No serious wounds, but utterly humiliating, and now he's a complete mess. The crucial part is he spotted me, catching from the corner of his eye that I'm sitting in a tree enjoying the show, munching jerky, and he instantly snaps. Damn, don't just gang up on me, there's another one up in that tree. I'm not having it. Brent, we've got our little spat, but no need to drag me into it, right? I crack myself up saying it. He's blown a fuse. Kane, don't get smug. Once I'm done here, you and me one-on-one. I don't care, and wave him off, chomping a piece of jerky, unbothered. Brent, your conscience is rotten through. Let's see how much strength you've got left in a bit. Oh right, I hear only one person walks out of this line. His heart sinks to the bottom. That's right, the reason he was so careful was fear of someone swooping in to reap the rewards, and now he's the one who struck first, burning through his strength. How much will he have left? Even if he has some, against me at full strength he has no chance. The gap between one near perfection and another isn't that big. He gets distracted, takes a hit to the shoulder and grunts. I'm a bit surprised this Brent has real skill. Out of goodwill I warn him, watch your right. But he's the type who, the moment he hears right, has to show off instead of listening, and takes another solid hit, another muffled grunt. I'm dumbstruck and cover my eyes. In the command room, Nathan asks, Director Chen, this isn't fair, is it? Even on my side he feels it's bullying. Vivian doesn't answer. Someone else laughs. Not fair? This is just the beginning, the appetizer. Nathan's mouth falls open. Still just the appetizer? He stares at the screen. Just as Brent is about to cut down one of the demon beasts, a beast's howl erupts behind him, high and piercing, and a black-winged hawk, 10 feet long with a 26-foot wingspan, appears in the sky. Nathan exclaims, Holy crap, Fusion Realm. The man laughs. The real show's only just starting. Vivian smiles too. Yes, the show begins. The black-winged hawk beats its wings, and a violent gale rises, throwing off Brent's rhythm and stunning me up in the treetop too. What's going on? Fusion Realm? Completely off the charts. The assessment team always sets challenges within what we can handle, but this time something's gone wrong. Below, Brent can't withstand the pressure, swaying in the wind, and in a flash small cuts open across his body, blood streaming. He shouts at me, Kane, stop watching the show, someone's about to die. I know I can't just watch, the assessment has clearly gone wrong. Banter aside and grudges aside, when it counts, Kane doesn't fall short. We've traded words, but we both know we might be teammates someday, and we never truly fell out. Now his life hangs by a thread, and I have to act. I leap down from 15 feet, slamming a crater into the ground, and raise the king tier claw, calling to Brent, Brent, get over here, quick. I want to use it to block the wind blades. Brent stares at me in disbelief. What did you just call me, Bren? Brent never expected me to call him that. Seeing him frozen in place, I curse at him. Hurry up, you're about to bleed out, damn it. Only then does Brent feel the pain. His wounds are streaming, and in a blink he's a bloody mess. He rushes behind me, and together we hold up the claw. The moment he touches it, something feels off. This thing, quit your yapping. Kane! Brent yells. Think of something fast. What's this black-winged hawk's killer move? How do we deal with it? I know how dire this is. One wrong move and we all die. Think of something. I've got no plan. That thing's a Fusion Realm beast. Once you reach the Fusion Realm, it's a whole different world. We keep backing up, and before the words even fade, the black-winged hawk lunges. Its beak tears down hard. If our skill hadn't held, we'd already be bleeding ruins. Damn it. Examiners. This is off the charts. Somebody help. But the command room stays silent. We only hear Vivian say, calm and cool, a future or their lives. Let them choose. A spark must make the right call at the crucial moment. Anyone without that resolve doesn't deserve to be a spark. They aren't worried we'll die because we have a way out. Every one of us, before the trial, was handed a fusion tier demon core. Swallow it and you live. But who eats and who doesn't? There's a hidden test in that and it shapes the score. The third round was never a simple test. It's a trial of the heart. The examiners watch us closely. One frets. Young ones cling to gains over their own lives. The answer comes fast. The black-winged hawk toys with us, pressing harder and harder, driving us to the edge. If we didn't have some skill, we'd have broken already. Bottle, hold this bastard off. I'm eating the core. Damn it all, once I break into the fusion realm, I'll kill it. So what if it's a king tier core? I don't want it anymore. Something clicks in me. He's right. No one said we can't break through. The examiners gave us cores to survive in the first place. No one knows what attribute this core holds. If it doesn't fit your system, your future path narrows. Everyone aims for king tier. But I'm different. I don't lean on this. He even thinks I'm the one carrying the weight. I smile. Save your breath, you bait it, I'll break through. And I toss the fusion tier core straight into my mouth. Brent freezes. You're throwing away your future? I can swallow it because the Liu family backs me. Worst case, I start over, just a few years slower. But what about you? Yet a warm current rises in his chest. He knows I won't stop. So he says nothing more. He just taunts the black-winged hawk with everything he has. Take this. He grabs a rock and hurls it. Little damage but maximum insult. The black-winged hawk is furious. Sure enough, it lunges at him. He flees fast, growing dizzier and dizzier, losing too much blood. Kane, are you ready? I can't hold on much longer. At that moment, I open my eyes. Golden light bursts out. Perfection-grade claws fly forth, carving a line of blood, raking down hard. The black-winged hawk shrieks a cry of pure agony. It hurts. Its attention finally turns to me. Even I'm stunned. The fusion realm is overwhelming. That strike was only 7/10 of my power, yet the black-winged hawk looks gravely wounded. The connection feels stronger now. The claws seem almost solid. My total chi is staggering, like 10 of my old selves. Terrifying. No wonder they call the fusion realm transcendent. So this is transcendence, I murmur. Then the black-winged hawk cyclone comes. Before, I could only run. Now I believe I can cut it open. How do you cut wind? But I just believe. I draw my blade, pour chi into the steel, and sweep it lightly. Blood red fills the sky. The cyclone turns solid, like a real object, and is split clean in two, crashing wildly to both sides, shattering the trees. It freezes, clutching its wound. How is Kane's fusion realm this strong? No. He just entered the fusion realm, and on a mystic tier core too. How is it possible? The command room erupts. Barrier break. Barrier break is an ability only a rare few grasp after the fusion realm. There's no pattern to it. It comes by talent or pure chance, chi that breaks chi. Even a king tier can't beg for it. Yet he just entered the fusion realm and landed it on his second move. Everything they believed is shattered. Vivian is shocked and overjoyed. He's grasped barrier break. It means he's already surpassed 90% of his peers. His future is limitless. And his chi is blood red and its volume is astonishing. With a mere mystic tier core, he's reached king tier levels. If it had been a king tier core, she dares not even imagine. Someone sighs. Such a shame. This kid still has to take the long way around. But Vivian smiles. The principal asks, "What are you smiling at?" "This is our own seedling. Switching paths now would just waste his time." She doesn't answer. She tosses out a file folder. Everyone rushes to open it. A few words are written across it. The snowmelt pill. Someone gasps. Only then does Vivian smile faintly and explain. This is something developed, only very recently. It lets a person dissolve their original demon core and swallow a new one with zero harm. It just came out not long ago. They're among the first to catch it, otherwise the examiners wouldn't have set a trial like this. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that the potential of the core the snowmelt pill dissolves doesn't vanish, it stacks. In plain terms, the core's power adds onto what you already have, instead of just counting the last one. The moment she says it, everyone is stunned. Many quietly regret it. If they had broken through later, could they have caught this too? Someone asks, "Director Chen, do we still have a chance?" Vivian scoffs with a grin. "Not a chance. This only works on those just entering the fusion realm. You lot, no hope." Many beat their chests in regret. They missed it. They wish they'd been born a few years later. But most understand, every generation brings a new system and new treasures. That's exactly why humankind keeps growing stronger. Director Chen, still a pity though. If he could swallow 2 king-tier cores, wouldn't that be even better? 2 are hard to get, sure, but in theory it works. Vivian shakes her head. No. The next one swallowed has to be stronger than the last. If your first is king tier, the next must be higher than king tier. Heavens! The crowd can't even picture it. King tier is already the peak in the 13 cities. Even the standout heirs of great families must brave countless trials to earn 1A. Tier higher is unthinkable. Everyone looks at Kane, knowing this batch caught a golden moment. Envy. After I split the cyclone, Brent is shaken too, speechless. Barrier break. I feel like I've been handed a toy. Facing the black-winged hawk, I taunt it. Come on, hit me again. That crushing feeling is a little addictive. How could the black-winged hawk stand such mockery? Demon Beast at the Fusion Realm has real intelligence now. It instantly unleashes its finest art, but I handle it with ease, playing around. Watching me look this incredible, even Brent wants to break through, yet thinking of his future, he holds back. He's grateful to me. A young man's pride still won't let him apologize, but you can clearly feel the thin wall between us is gone. In the command room, Vivian decides to raise the stakes. Release 3 more fusion tier beasts, a wave of disbelief. People stare at her. Don't get the boy killed. A good seedling like this comes once in ages. It's true, Cain is someone they've watched every step of the way. Aside from being a bit mischievous, he's flawless in every other way. Rarer still, at the crucial moment he dares to decide to sacrifice himself to save his teammates. So rare. Only this kind of person can be a spark. Vivian says again, continue, I won't repeat myself twice. 3 more fusion tier beasts are released. I was just practicing my techniques when I sense something's off and instantly know the problem. More enemies. I smile inwardly. I was just missing sparring partners. I actually go on the offensive, playing with all 4 beasts. My footwork has clear method, blistering speed, and I can even hover. In this moment, everyone learns what core I swallowed. Speed. It's a speed type. Not only that, there's also a skill, Wind Stride. Watching me move with such ease, 1 person against 4 same-tier beasts without giving an inch, everyone is utterly stunned. Is this really someone who just entered the fusion realm? Vivian lets out a breath. Cain really is a genius. She struck gold. No one knows that just now she was ready, if I couldn't hold on even at the cost of criticism to send someone to rescue me. She never expected I'd hold the line, and so, easily at that. By now the trial has really lost meaning, because my current strength is a full tier above the other contestants. The trial ends as I cut down all 4 fusion tier beasts. I win. Brent loses. It ends early. After the kills, Brent walks over, clutching his arm, and says with a touch of pride, Cain, thanks. I smile faintly. Should I say you're welcome? Everyone laughs at once. Only Brent grins through gritted teeth. Cain, you're strong, but I want to know, just how big is the gap between us? Heaven knows how hard it is for someone like Brent, praised since childhood, to say those words. I can't help a small laugh. Seen too many people like him. Well, there's no comparing right now. I've already entered the fusion realm, true transcendence. You couldn't take even 1 move. It's no boast. The fusion realm and the spirit realm are worlds apart, and I can hover now too. Brent would struggle just to touch me, but then Brent does something astonishing. It nearly drops my jaw. Even the people in the command room are baffled, wondering if this kid has lost his mind. Brent suddenly yanks out the core. The examiners issued him and swallows it whole. Then he sits down cross-legged. The last words he says before closing his eyes are, Cain, don't worry, I won't fight you for the slot, but I want 1 match against you. I'm afraid I won't get the chance later. Decisive, bold, brimming with courage. I think he's insane. I curse, are you out of your damn mind? It's all over now. Why are you eating that core? The command room thinks Brent has gone mad too, but Vivian looks thoughtful. It seems Brent's score will change again. Brent doesn't even know the snowmelt pill exists, yet he acts this boldly. At the very least, his courage is admirable, though it's reckless too. Others don't understand, but Brent knows exactly what he's doing. He's afraid, truly afraid. Not of losing to me, but of losing the chance to ever stand on the same stage as me. As a genius of the 13 cities, he has his own pride. Since childhood, he believed he was a genius. But the moment Cain unleashed Barrier Break, he lost his way. His resolve nearly collapsed. An absurd thought even surfaced. If he didn't face me now, he might truly never get the chance. For the first time, the genius feels panic, and that panic drives him to this wild act. After a long while, Brent's aura shifts. He's reached the fusion realm. Brent feels a whole new world, the breath of transcendence, and finally understands the gulf between near perfection and the fusion realm. No time to marvel, he rises to his feet and draws, his long blade, eyes blazing as he looks at me. Come, let me see what you've got. Give it everything. Don't hold back. I straighten up too. His gravity makes me a little embarrassed. He was the carefree one, yet feeling his aura, I'm quickly disappointed. This version of him still isn't all that strong. I shake my head slightly. You, sure you want my full power? Brent's serious face nods firmly. Yes, I want you to treat me as a real opponent. The command room watches this wild duel of 2 young men, a fight wagered on their futures. But in a single second, the instant Brent strikes, sigh after sigh fills the command room. The gap is too vast. Brent bears his full edge. His metal attribute Chi is a true weapon of slaughter, and he brings out his finest move. But the moment he strikes, I move too. I don't even lift my blade. Just flick my fingers, and the Chi that belongs solely to Brent is wrapped in blood red, then dissolves into nothing. Brent freezes, staring blankly into space. It ends just like that. Someone in the command room sighs. The gap is too vast. Barrier Break is just broken. Same tier Chi simply can't land any real damage on him. No, he can't even get close. No matter how hard Brent fights, it's useless. He can only take the hits. Let's hope the boy isn't too crushed. And it's true. With barrier break, I'm simply broken. Others. Chi I can erase with a wave, while my own chi and power run wild, unchecked. How do you fight that? You can't. And so it ends. Brent stands frozen on the spot. Vivian sighs softly. That's enough. The third round is over. Bring them back. Have the counseling room get ready to comfort them. Nathan for some reason has a brain slip and asks dumbly, Kane needs counseling too? Vivian looks at him like he's an idiot. Kane and Brent come out with the examiners. Even riding atop a black-winged hawk, Brent stays silent, gripping his blade tight. I chew on a blade of grass, not daring to say a word. Their trial is over, but the others aren't done yet. By the time everything wraps up, it's the next day. The Spark roster is out. 8 names. Lucas, Silas, and Titus are all on it, and even my 3 tagalongs made the cut, but the 8th name stays unannounced. Either way, it's over. Next comes December, going abroad to compete with the other alliances. For now, no missions. Among the winners except me, no one is happy. 7 of us lie on the training field. Stare at the king tier cores in their hands. Only I chew on grass. It's just a mystic tier core. Don't be down. Where there's a will, there's a way. Silas agrees. Yeah, mystic tier is already great. Lucas snorts low. You know nothing. Mystic tier is leagues below king tier. He holds his king tier core, his heart like dead ash. He fought to the death to win it, yet he can't use it. What good is this core to me? He nearly wants to scream. I let out a, ha. Lucas, you got a problem? He shuts up at once. We all know why. In the sparring after the trial, he was the first one I crushed. The others don't dare talk back either, because they can't beat me. As they sulk, Vivian arrives with her people. Spark Squad, over here. I jog over. Auntie. The others roll their eyes. Others fear, looking like they're playing favorites. Make a point of calling her out loud. The head examiner, my aunt. She's both pleased and exasperated, and waves me to the side. The rest line up fast. We count as a Spark Squad now, maybe the weakest in history. Others rise on King Tier cores, we only have Mystic Tier. She reads our minds. I know you're uneasy, but wait a moment. My heart jumps. Those words sting. Sure enough, the other's faces darken. She claps lightly. A person carries out a silver case, opens it, and 8 small vials lie quietly inside, elegantly old-styled. This is the latest result of the snow melt pill. It lets you switch cores with 0 loss. She explains its effect. The 7 of us are stunned. Such a thing really exists. Our eyes go wide as if we'd seen a bare beauty. Only I ask one more thing. Auntie, 8 vials, is the 8th person decided? She nods, satisfied. Brent made it in by a narrow margin. Brent steps out. Everyone glances over. He comes out red-faced, clearly shaken. He couldn't beat me, and even Lucas beat him. Lucas sneers. Director Chen, did the Liu family pay to win? Brent flares instantly. Lucas, you sick. Want a fight? Should I fear a loser I already beat? Vivian's face hardens. Lucas, watch your tone. Doubting the fairness of the trial, you're asking for it. He just wants to needle Brent, because he was shipped off to South City, all thanks to Brent. How? Do you use the snow melt pill? I cut in. She glares at me. You're in everything. The snow melt pill is a reward and a stroke of luck. You're the first batch to receive it. Cultivate well. Her words set our blood boiling. We can't wait to charge into the arena and bring glory to the 13 cities. We go to the cultivation room. Guards stand watch. Each of us receives 1 snow melt pill and 1 king tier core. Our hearts surge. Will we be the strongest generation? Every one of us dreams of it, and so do I. Who minds more good fortune? But just as our excitement peaks, the place is cleared. The trial ends. The 3rd domain closes. Brent has just grown stronger, yet can't even get a match against Lucas. The examiners announce we gather before December. In between, we can advance our schooling as normal and accept academy invitations. Hearing this, only now do I feel real excitement. This is exactly why I came. I clench both fists. Old principal, Mom, Dad, I didn't let you down. My crematorium job is settled. Before I leave, Vivian meets me alone. Kane, do you want to live an ordinary life or a sweeping, magnificent one? She looks at me, asking in earnest. I scratch my head. The question feels like a trap, but I answer anyway. I have one wish, a world without demon beasts. She shouts, good. Kane, that wish is hard to fulfill. Demon beasts are one side, people are the other. The grand selection of the 13 cities begins in a year. Do you want to represent South City? I'm completely stunned. I point at myself. Auntie, you're not joking? I just reached the fusion realm. Isn't the grand selection only for committee members? The highest, hunter rank. She's lost it. I can barely afford a meal, a freshly trained nobody. Going to the grand selection? That's for the big shots only. Am I worthy? I really don't know how Vivian came up with this idea. She already expected this expression on my face. She smiles. Don't doubt it. It's you. I never thought of it before either, but after seeing what you can do, I know you have a chance. Kane, South City has been held down too long, and it badly needs a genius. to remind everyone the 13 cities still has a South City. Kane, are you willing to be that genius? To send South City's voice out to the 13 cities, to all of humankind? Do you dare? The words strike straight at a young man's heart. Yet I still don't believe it. I ask with difficulty, Auntie, where do you see this potential in me? South City has been suppressed for years. I know it's not deliberate persecution, but that truly no one has stepped up. Being sidelined is normal. We're still part of the 13 cities, but our strength and influence faded long ago. She doesn't answer. She asks back, do you know South City's original name? Of course I do. South City is just a common name. Its official name is Pyrolite City. She sighs, satisfied. That's right, Pyrolite City. It stands for Unyielding Flame, the Phoenix Reborn, Forever. That is the true South City. But now that name is nearly forgotten. Will it still belong to the 13 cities in the future? Kane, think it over carefully. There's no rush for an answer. Wait until the Spark Trials results come out. She leaves, leaving me lost in thought. Today's been too much of a shock. It's like in peacetime someone suddenly asks you, do you want to be president? I suddenly recall a certain actor who really did become president. At that thought, I laugh at myself. Forget it, too far off. Focus on myself first. Barely fed and already dreaming this big. That's a bit much. Nathan drives me back to school. After we part, I slip quietly home. My parents are out. I go into my bedroom and open the sky-devouring realm. Right now, the biggest matter isn't whether to join, but something else. Ever since I got the king tier flesh, I haven't dared enter the realm carelessly. Whether the command center has ways to track it, I don't know, so I just hold back. But I really can't wait any longer. This is my greatest trump card. Inside, I walk to the small mountain of flesh. It's still fresh. I can't help marveling king-tier demon beasts really do keep well. I give it a sniff. No odor. Only then do I open the demon eater's cookbook. It suddenly blazes with light. My heart jolts. This has never happened before. King-tier earth render tiger. Great demon. Tender, supple meat plentiful and boneless. Every part usable. The heart and liver braised. The sinew steeped in wine. The meat fried, stir-fried, or deep-fried. With perfect ingredients, it greatly boosts physique. Lower-grade recipes will reduce the effect. The plain wording catches my eye. I'm stunned. Before, the cookbook only gave the barest scraps, sparing every word. This time it lays out the method in earnest, even listing every ingredient. A completely different treatment. But one look at the ingredients gives me a headache. Heaven's blessing stock, dryland scallion, all things I can't afford. Never mind. Let me first stew a pot and see if I can get a skill. I boil water and slice meat, cutting a big chunk. But what do I do with all the rest? The meat hasn't spoiled, but who knows how long it'll last. Just as I fret, the cookbook gives a prompt. Share half the earth-render tiger meat to gain 10 cubic meters of cold storage. There's a move like that? Brilliant. Giving up half beats letting it all spoil. The choice is easy. I decide at once. I point the cookbook at the tiger meat, and half of it vanishes in an instant. Amazing. I store the rest in cold storage. The meat in the pot slowly softens. Even using the iron-tailed hawk recipe, the aroma makes my mouth water. Not sure what effect it'll have, I pick up a piece. The instant it hits my mouth, delicious. Then a thought flashes through my mind. Golden ring keeps breaking apart and recombining, breaking again, combining again, until I see it clearly and it fades. The moment I open my eyes, I understand. This is the Earthrender Tiger's skill, though it never used it before. Never mind. Let me try. Following memory, I arrange my breath into the pattern and the ring bursts into being. The instant it appears, I feel changed. My skin tightens and my chi flows faster. What does this ring do? A king-tiered demon beast. The school doesn't teach this and I've never seen it. I can only experiment. My defense triples, from 1 to 3. Triple, are you kidding? Paired. With barrier break, who in this whole realm could match me? My chi mobilizes twice as fast too. Like a phone with more memory, the system runs smoother. This skill directly raises my ceiling, stability, and reaction speed. A divine skill. I can't help thinking, if one piece is this strong, what about eating more? But I don't notice. My ring is blood red, while the Earthrender Tiger's is golden. At the very instant my ring lights up, in the cellar of the scripture hall, a crack splits across a crystal coffin, and the woman in red's lips move ever so slightly. Full and content, I gain no more new skills, but I'm not let down at all. This one, alone, is enough to feast on for a while. There's still half a tiger left, plus heart, liver, and entrails. Sooner or later I'll gain even more. After eating, I feel my reserves grow again. My fusion realm cultivation sits steady as a rock. My method isn't right yet. If it were, I dare not imagine. I'm desperate to find those supporting ingredients. Pleased, I lie down on my bed, and thinking it over, I drift off. When I wake, it's my mother rousing me. Seeing me home, they hug me, thrilled. Is it settled? Their excitement hides a thread of unease. I'm the captain of the 13 Cities Spark Squad. Kane looks at Linda and says airily, "Don't forget whose son I am." Of course I pulled it off. The Academy's acceptance letter should arrive in a couple of days. Now my worry is which one to pick. Linda hugs me at once, but Marcus is a little puzzled. Acceptance letter? Didn't you just earn a qualification? Where's an acceptance letter from? Standing before you is Kane, captain of the 13 Cities Spark Squad. If even I can't directly earn a letter, then which student of this year could? They stare wide-eyed. Son, what did you say? He's not running a fever, so why is he talking nonsense? I'm exasperated. I've waited a long time to show off this moment. What's that supposed to mean? It's real. Everything I said is true. If you don't believe me, ask Auntie Viv. You mean Vivian? Marcus pats my forehead. Where would I even reach her? We've been out of touch for years. By the way, son, did Vivian look after you? They don't quite believe me, but they know I wouldn't lie about something serious. I pull out my dedicated phone. I've got her number. I'll call, and you can ask yourselves. Hello, Auntie Viv. I'm calling about something. I give her a wry smile. Auntie, I told my folks I became Spark Squad captain, but they don't believe me. Vouch for me? Sure, I'll vouch for you. I hand over the phone. Linda takes it, her voice dropping low, smiling along. Hello, is this Vivian? I watch the whole scene. My parents bowing their heads to someone because of me. It doesn't sit right with me, even if it's family on the other end. If I really get chosen, could they finally speak with their back straight? Would people point at them and say, oh, so this is Kane's mother, you really raised him well? Not until Linda hangs up does she look at me with a complicated gaze. Kane, you really became the captain of the Spark Squad. Marcus stares at me eagerly too. I'm the captain, but they don't really respect me yet. Give it time, I'll make them. Aren't you proud of your son? She strokes my head, not asking how I earned it. She knows without asking that it wasn't easy. It's the Spark Squad, after all. Only now does she realize I've reached the fusion realm. In such a short time, from no cultivation to the fusion realm and then to captain, how much did it take behind the scenes? Marcus turns his back, his whole body trembling. Mom, your dad joined a selection back in his day too. He was sent home after the first round. Seeing you make it, he's gotten all emotional. I nod. I'm taken aback, then turn nosy. Mom, do you and Auntie Vivian have some special connection? The mood suddenly shifts. My heart pounds with dread. Even at the fusion realm, I still fear her feather duster. That's ancient history. Ask your dad some other time. Her tone is flat. What does my son want to eat? You've been away so many days you surely haven't eaten or slept well. I ask, hungry? She gives a faint smile. The meal is a happy one. Only I don't bring up the future and they don't ask. After eating, I call out, Mom, I'm off to wait for Lily after school. I'll eat at Auntie Faye's tonight. Got it. Boosted by Windstride at the Fusion Realm, I reach the school in 3 minutes. I think to myself, if I learned the Chi Shield and hovering too, I'd turn plenty of heads walking down the street. But just as I'm pleased with the thought, I'm stopped. A man in a half-black, half-green uniform with 2 others stands before me with a dark face. Bottle liquor, you show up and immediately cause me trouble. Trouble? I turn, and instantly put on a smile. Hey, if it isn't Uncle Bull, out patrolling today? I've been a model citizen. No fights, no trouble. You little rascal, even fooling a kid. Leo says you tricked him and he's been crying for days. If you don't make it right, see how I deal with you. I clutch my aching head. Found Leo's book, but I never delivered it. I took the money long ago. It was meant to be a surprise. He's a buddy from my elementary days. The man before me is his father, the top man for order in this district. I quickly put on an apologetic smile. I promise, tomorrow I absolutely won't let Leo cry again. Then I shout in a hurry, oh no, I'm almost late, Uncle Bull, gotta run! And I dash off in a flash. That's the one downside of South City. I'm too famous, the slightest thing out of line, and the parents come find me. Uncle Bull watches my jogging figure and curses with a grin. Little rascal. Only the 2 men behind him are a bit curious. Chief, didn't we come to check on someone flaunting high realm cultivation in the busy streets? Why didn't you grab that kid when you saw him? How old is he? 17, 18, maybe 20? Uncle Bull flicks him on the forehead. You ask when you already know. That young, already at the fusion realm? Do you have any idea what his future holds? And one more thing, kid. He couldn't even cultivate before. Besides, they're all acquaintances. He says the rest and turns to leave, leaving the young man, standing there in a daze. I stroll lazily to the school gate, greet the guard, and head in. If this were anyone else, they'd surely be questioned, but with me, please, who doesn't know what's going on? I check the time. There's still a while before class lets out. I head straight for the old principal's office, to check in first, and to tell him my results. Compared to Marcus and Linda, the old principal clearly takes it in stride. He just casually asks, anything else? I get it instantly. Showing me out. He's this calm, so Vivian must have tipped him off. I scram quickly, but before I go, I hand him that king-tier finger asking him to arrange it for me. I can't handle this thing myself. I don't go to class I, just hang around the guard room at the gate, chatting idly with the guard until the dismissal bell rings, and I see Skylar come out the gate with a weapon on his back. Figure it out yourself, Sky. His face lights up with joy. He'd been so worried lately, not for himself, but for my future. If I hadn't earned the qualification, how would he comfort me? Seeing my lazy grin, he understands. I must have made it. Just as I move toward him, a crowd shoves me aside. Marv and the others see me and their eyes go wide. Whoa, Bottle Bro, you're back. Lily said you went off to make your own way. How'd it go? Bottle Bro, life without you has been dull and gray. Teacher Bai poured all her energy onto us, and we suffered for it. Yeah, good thing you're back. Now you can finally share the load. I'd just been touched for a second, and instantly my face darkens. Get lost all of you. Counting on me to share your load? Dream on. Let me tell you, standing before you is Kane, future academy student. I won't be coming to class anymore. Huh? They stare at me in shock. Marv leans in and asks earnestly, Bottle Bro, you made it? I nod coolly with style. The next second they burst into cheers. Awesome, Bottle Bro, which academy? Tell us. A pack of youngsters chatters away, escorting me out like stars around the moon. Skylar follows slowly behind, a smile at the corner of his mouth. Once the crowd disperses and everyone heads home, the two of us going the same way finally fall in step. You really made it? I chuckle. Of course. I used to have your back, and once we're at the academy, forget it. I'm scared of that. It's not just talk on a notice board. It's real. You'll see how I perform. We grew up together since we were in diapers, so we talk freely, casual as ever. He smiles faintly. The academy is full of elite geniuses from every city. Once you're there, cause less trouble and cultivate more. You finally got the chance to cultivate, don't waste it. I think he's underestimating me, but I say nothing. Just you wait. On the day I enter the academy, countless geniuses will welcome their captain's return, and you'll see what Kane is really made of. If I don't stun you by then, I'll write my name backwards. Chatting and laughing, he suddenly asks, By the way, Lucas left after you did too. You didn't run into him, did you? He looks at me with a grin. I raise my fingers, pinching thumb and forefinger together lightly. Handled. He recalls the past and says, half annoyed, You devil. I quickly explain. He really worried over me for nothing. I see him home, but I don't eat here. I have something else to do. The reason I told my parents I'd eat here was just to set their minds at ease. You know how it is. I head over to Old John's herbal shop. The moment I step in, I see someone being treated. Dr. Old John, with his mixed blood look, takes a patient's pulse with a serious face. Honestly, he looks the part. I don't disturb him and just wander to the side. After a while, he hands the patient a packet of medicine, sits down for a drink, and only then looks at me. Haven't seen you in a while, kid. Don't tell me you got hauled off for some crime. Uncle John, what kind of thing is that to say? Am I that sort? I've got a question for you today. I hear you were once a top pharmacology graduate of the academy. His pale eyes show, and he pats my shoulder with a fair hand. I was, but I never graduated. I dropped out, otherwise would I be holed up here scraping by? I don't really care whether he graduated or quit. Uncle John, then you must know the Mist Cloud herb? I ask, testing. Mist Cloud herb is an ingredient for stewing tiger meat, war tier, and the one most within my reach. Looking at the other ingredients, far out of reach. I really can't get them, and high school textbooks hold nothing like this. Surprise shows in Old John's eyes. Mist Cloud herb, a war tier ingredient? Where did you hear about that, kid? I'm not trying to belittle him, but I just chuckle. Never. Mind that. Looks like you do know. Hurry, tell me, where's this herb found? How do you harvest it? And, are there any precautions? Pharmacology arose with the appearance of the rifts. At first, a cultivator saw a demon beast eat an herb and found it could speed up the flow of chi. Once made public, it caused an uproar, and slowly grew into pharmacology. Each herb has its own way of harvesting that best preserves its potency. None of this is within my reach yet. I've thought it through clearly. The academy exam is less than a month away. There's no point wasting more days at school. So what do? Gather the ingredients for stewing the meat, of course. The academy exam is held each July, much like in the old world, but there's no winter or summer break. 7 days after the exam, you wait for results. Then by your travel distance, you prepare to enroll. Sometimes I really envy students of the old world. So nice. They get winter and summer breaks, something I've never experienced growing up. I can't even imagine the bliss of 2 months off. Hearing how indifferent I sound, Old John studies me carefully, looking left and right, his eyes growing wider the more he looks. At last he circles around me and looks at me in shock. You can cultivate now, kid. I'm a little speechless. I'm something of a local celebrity, and you're only just finding out? Then again, I know that fame is limited to families with school-age kids. I nod. Yes, I can. You've got a sharp eye. He even puts on his reading glasses and astonishingly discovers the chi around me is thick and dense, not like someone just starting out. No, how is that possible? I don't let him keep looking, afraid his resolve might crack. My realm isn't a secret anyway. The fusion realm. Old John echoes. The fusion realm? One sentence lands like a hammer blow. He stammers, How old are you? The fusion realm? What nonsense are you bragging? His true colors slip out at once. Not just anyone can read another's realm. I could tell in battle because once a move is made, it's obvious. But without a move, only someone far above can sense, roughly how high. I finally pulled off a flex, just didn't expect it to be on Old John. I say lightly, Uncle, you get it. Don't pry too much into a genius's business. Let's get back to the Mist Cloud herb. This time, rarely, he doesn't snap back, but takes a careful look. Fine. I get a dusty old book from old John. When he tosses it to me, the dust makes me cough. I quickly summon a chi shield and beat off the dust, earning an eye roll from him. This book has the Miss Cloud herb info you want. Take it and return it when you're done. I can't believe it. You actually want this thing back? He glares. You dare toss it? Open your eyes wide and read the cover. I wipe it clean, revealing a few words. Cultivator's Academy Standard Textbook 3rd edition. The 9th edition is already out, yet this beat-up book still can't be thrown away. But I know, if I really dared toss it, I'd be in for it. Kid, the edition's old, but where the Miss Cloud herb grows and how it's harvested won't change. I nod. Thanks, Uncle John. I turn and leave, not bothering to go beg the principal. Why waste the breath? I hop the wall to get home, lock the front door tight, lift a thin slit in the drawn curtains to let light through, then close it again quickly. I go to my room and turn on the light, head straight for the index, and look up the Miss Cloud herb. Grows abundantly in stable rift spaces. Top recommendation, Chongming City, Site 883. Note, must search on your own, may be guarded by demon beasts. Clear and well organized, easy to understand. A proper textbook after all. Satisfied, I close the book and sleep. School is useless to me now. Want to head over to Chongming City. Can I get some travel money? Early the next morning I say to Mom. Head where? Linda looks up at me. I made a little buddy in Chongming City. Eating and drinking on someone else's dime. Aren't you ashamed? She frowns. I grumble inside. I saved his life, so what's a little food? All the family's money was drained by my old illness. Need to earn money, and I need to gather the Miss Cloud herb. 10,000. It was meant to buy you blood essence. Now it's a reward instead. She sets down her bowl and hands me a stack of cash. I take it, my feelings complicated. Thanks, Mom. I'll pack your things. She tucks back her hair with a smile. I quickly decline. With the sky-devouring realm on hand, if I really let her pack, she might just move the whole house. I call Skylar, and we set off. 800 kilometers. A glory tier mount could fly, but the rifts outside are chaotic. Too dangerous. Without a flying pet, I can only take the intercity rail, the official line built by the 13 cities, the one ordinary people use. Driving yourself is expensive, and I can't afford it. The station is packed with crowds. With my student ID, I buy a half-price ticket, though it could have been free. The Commoner's Pass just sits in my realm collecting dust. I can afford it, but I haven't earned a single merit yet. How could I take the VIP lane? Under 400. I reach Chongming City. I sit down and pretend to doze. The woman across the aisle smiles and asks, "Off to school, young man? Who goes to school at this hour?" I just nod. Whatever you say. 7 hours later, I arrive and exit the station and head straight for Rift 883, unable to wait. Slots are full, the registration desk tells me. What? You need a reservation just to enter a rift? This is a zero-risk old rift, so it's always packed, the clerk smiles. Even if I squeeze you in, the earliest is 7 days out. I freeze. Sitting in the hall, I hesitate over whether to pull out the Commoner's Pass. Suddenly, a startled voice. Kane? I look up. It's Titus, short hair, crisp and striking, a heroic air about her, 2 bodyguards in black behind her. Titus, what a coincidence. I nod, a little awkward. You didn't go home. What brings you to Chongming City? Heard Rift 883 is safe, came to broaden my horizons. I parrot it right back to her, borrowing her own words. Then why are you sitting here? Not going in? Got here late, the slot's a week out, a wasted trip. I give a bitter smile. What's the matter? My lady, a free pass into ordinary rifts is only for the children of great families to honor ancestral merit. Ordinary folk have to register and pay. My name is Kane from the 13 cities. It's perfectly normal she's never heard the name. Just an ordinary person. You wait out here today. Kane takes your spot and comes in with me. My lady, I'm one of you. Titus cuts in suddenly. My lady, I have to protect you. With him here, you're safer than with you. I watch her resolve the whole problem with a careless wave, and something jolts in me. So power really can lift a person sky high in one step. But then a second thought, the old principal's phone call, Vivian's care, weren't those privileged too? And I was happy enough about it back then. Suddenly I understand. I don't hate privilege. I hate that it isn't in my own hands. In this moment, I see the world clearly. She won't say it twice. What's wrong? Nothing. Thank you. I couldn't have gotten in otherwise. See you around. If you need anything, just say the word. South City's man in a pinch makes another promise. She gives a soft hum. Maybe she really will use it. I set out, aiming for the valley, a dozen odd miles off. Chi flows. I shift my stance. Wind stride rises, and I hover 10 meters up. Someone sneers. Young folk love to show off. Wait till his chi runs dry, then he'll learn. You all know nothing. A king tier core plus mystic tier, 100 miles of range is no problem. After eating so much premium food, traveling is child's play. I drop the shield, 2 layers of protection on me, and zip off. 20 minutes later, I arrive. The valley is lush and green, but my nose twitches. 7 or 8 fusion-tier demon beasts within 500 meters. I draw my blade. I'm short on money, and a single vial of fusion-tier blood essence starts at 100,000. I toss a stone to lure them, and a spotted leopard leaps out. My eyes light up. Here, kitty, Come to Papa. It's furious, its spots shooting out like darts. Startled, but I don't flinch. I turn sideways and sweep my blade. Barrier break, and its power dissolves in an instant. Heh. My turn. I charge straight at its face, blade aimed at its skull. In one move it's stunned, too fast even to block. Its right foreleg lifts hard as iron. The next second the claw snaps, its pride shatters. A flash of the blade and its skull splits open. The world has one fewer arrogant leopard. I want to howl at the sky. A same-tier beast down in 2 moves, my weakness turned into a strength. Windstride really is amazing. This fight scares off the surrounding beasts, but how could I let them go? This is all money. The tables turn, offense and defense flipped, and I become a butcher. One slash, then another, until all dozen beasts are cut down. I rest my hands on my hips and grin. I take out 10 vials, the Jiang family's secret method, made just for collecting blood essence. I hang the corpses on the tree and cut open their chests. Blood essence wells up, drip after drip. I don't waste a single drop, my technique practiced, honed through hard years. 10 corpses hang from the great tree like skewers. An outsider wouldn't know what I'm doing. This is no ordinary procedure. It's the crematorium lineage's secret art. Heh. The last drop of blood essence goes into a vial. I cap it, put it away, and look at the pile of corpses with a little grin. The claws sell for money. Oh, and iron-legged centipede feelers sell too. And the meat, well, that's a given. I'll just eat it myself. I muttered to myself, one by one. No time to deal with this now, I'll just store it. Even a scavenger would have to say, thanks, you're a ruthless one. Not a single drop wasted. I keep searching and suddenly my eyes light up. A half-meter stalk stands tall among the weeds, so distinct. The mist cloud herb, pure delight, I've stumbled right onto it. Just as I'm about to dig it up, I suddenly hear a laugh. Kid, you've got nerve-snatching stuff right from us brothers. I turn around. A few burly men come walking up. The pockmarked one wears black leather armor, a dagger at his waist. The others look much the same. This getup is professional, the standard makeup of a 3-man team. With so many demon beasts, graduates have to make a living, and that gave rise to this trade. They're probably hunters, the kind who carry their lives on their belts. But I just look at them. Yours? Got your name on it? This vibe is familiar to me. Back in the day, the street punks were all like this. You just do as I say. This mist cloud herb is ours. Step aside or you'll catch a beating, not worth it. I laugh in disbelief. Well, now you robbed me and I'm supposed to thank you? If you don't leave, does that mean I can't dodge this beating? That's for certain. One look and I can tell you're a student. We've got a duty to teach you how cruel the world can be. Make it quick. I breathe a little easier. This bunch only robs, they don't kill. The corner of my mouth lifts. Then truly, thank you. As I speak, chi shield, windstride, and blade all settle onto me. One slash sends out a streak of blood-red light. They're all dumbfounded. They never expected me to be so decisive. Stand back. Let me... What's a snot-nosed brat got to... Before he can finish, a thunderous boom, and the man is gone. The underlings panic. Boss! Boss! Damn it, my big hulking boss, where'd he go? They glare at me. Up in the tree, Pockface is plastered to the trunk. Don't move. Only then do the underlings spot him, staring at the man-shaped dent in the tree, shocked. Boss, are you okay? He wishes he could slap himself. He thought it was just a student who didn't know his place, never imagining a ruthless one. Brother, I was wrong. Pockface's face is grim as he bellows it. I'm a little... thrown. I've been in plenty of fights, but it's the first time I've seen someone fold this fast. You're not even going to resist? He shakes his head like a rattle drum. Resist, my foot. We're nowhere near the same league. Better to fold early. In this line of work, you've got to be flexible. Of those who started out with him, he's the only one still alive. His creed is to fold fast. Even when he can win, he avoids trouble and only takes the money. Brother, I was wrong. Truly, truly wrong. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Human nature really is complicated. I never meant to kill anyone, and he held no killing intent toward me either. But while the death penalty can be spared, the lesser punishment is harder to escape. I can let you off, sure. Hand over anything valuable and dig up that mist cloud herb for me. You know how, right? At once he kneels. Yes, sir, brother, we get it, we get it. Clatter, clatter, he throws down his leather armor and everything of value. I sort through it and take their haul. Just in mist cloud herb alone, there are 3 or 5 stalks. What luck. I take the freshly harvested mist cloud herb and wave my hand. Get lost. He bolts off with his underlings. I whistle, pack away my things, and keep hunting for mist cloud herb. Over half a day, the haul is plentiful. Batch after batch of mist cloud herb goes into the sky-devouring realm. The rift is a treasure trove, so friendly to me. When I'm hungry, I step into the realm and eat meat. There's more meat than I can finish. The demon beasts I catch alive, I herd to the back hills, saving them for next time, a sustainable route. Looking at the 5 bundles of mist cloud herb, a thought stirs. With this much, could I transplant it? It can't grow on home soil, but the sky-devouring realm is itself a rift. My heart races. If this actually works, would I ever lack mist cloud herb for my stews again? In the realm, with pen and paper, sketch out a plan for stocking up the veggie basket. The veggie basket plan for short. Perfect. I just need to clear a plot. I already studied some planting knowledge, and out in the wild, what precautions are there anyway? I planted garlic bulbs. Clearing the ground is the worst part. The more satisfying the burning was back then, the more exhausting it is now. With the triple time flow, I'm not afraid of delay. I clear only enough ground to plant, take up a shovel, and set them in one by one. I finish in 3 hours, while only 1 hour passes outside. Looking at the lush green stretch, I'm full of accomplishment. As long as they survive, I'll have all the mist cloud herb I could want. I keep searching, who knows when the next chance will come. Catching live beasts, finding mist cloud herb, I lose myself in it, until it's nearly dusk and I hear a scream. I look up, hover into the air, and gaze into the distance. The scene I see fills me with rage. Titus. She and her bodyguards are surrounded by over a dozen people, barely holding on. I can't believe it. Isn't she from a great family? Who would dare touch her? Lady Shu, give up the fight. We can make it quick for you. You'd better wash your necks clean. The Shu family's wrath is not easy to bear. She isn't bluffing. If she dies here, many will be buried alongside her. Kill you? I wouldn't dare, but I hear you're the pride of the Shu family. How about a prodigy like you bears me a child? How about it? Her face fills with horror. These people are truly mad. Better to kill her. If the Lady Shu bore a child to some nobody, she dares not imagine how furious the Shu family would be, and she would no longer be the proud Lady Shu either. Stop resisting, I'll treat you well. Leers all around. Boss, I'm second, you're nobody. Titus is utterly furious, her face dark. This gang means to ruin Titus, to bring shame on the Shu family. Who could have guessed that Titus came only to train and got marked? Fusion tier rifts are strictly controlled. Anyone above the fusion realm is barred from entry. But there are always smugglers. Titus's long blade flashes, and a head drops to the ground. Right after, the boost of the King tier and Heaven's Blessing cores takes effect. Titus shouts fiercely, "Secret art! Vajra wheel!" The long blade spins through the air, chi-force piercing the 10 who surround her. Any who draw close die instantly. She cuts down 4 in a row, then her strength gives out and the blade falls. Titus gasps without pause. That strike drained everything she had. The lead man is livid. Titus, you killed my brothers? Good, good, good. A little girl fresh into the fusion realm, killing 5 of my half-step mystic realm brothers. You can be proud. For the first time he takes Titus seriously. Fresh into the fusion realm, yet able to cut down half-step mystic realm fighters. It's beyond expectation. If he hadn't kept ample reserves, he truly might not have pinned Titus down. The bodyguard shouts, "My lady, stand strong, fall back, I'll self-destruct and hold them off." Titus doesn't respond. Abandon a comrade, Titus can't do it. She only braces herself, refusing to fall. Titus hates it, hates that she didn't wait longer before coming out, grow a little stronger first. Titus coughs blood. That strike's backlash is severe. The leader moves in himself, aiming to end it fast. Golden light wraps his body, both hands raising a blade overhead, half crouched. Titus laughs aloud. I wondered who it was. Turns out it's a Sakura Alliance whelp. I had no strength left, but one look at you, and the anger gives me fight again. Damn miraculous. He sneers. Is that so? Then taste the power of my Heaven War single blade style. Go! Titus charges forward, no blade in hand, channeling chi bare-handed. At that very moment, a voice drifts out, unhurried. Let me see which bastard is picking on my little sister. A figure stands firm before her, brushing off his sleeve, eyeing the enemy at a cocky 45 degrees. Cool and brash, Kane. Her eyes flash with delight. He's here, I'm saved, but at once she shouts, Run, you can't win. They're all half-step mystic realm. I only killed a few using a secret art. Go back and tell my father. It was the Sakura Alliance who killed me. I close my eyes, helpless. Lady, will you let me finish my line? I sigh. Don't you want to tell your father? Yourself? She freezes. Survive? Is that even possible? The odds are hopelessly lopsided. She knows I have the power of barrier break, but against such a carefully laid trap, what can it do? I say nothing, my smile fading. I demand sharply, Titus, who are you? She starts, then it dawns on her, and the words burst out. A spark. Resolve surfaces. A spark never goes out, it's an oath, and a conviction. Right, the spark doesn't die. How could I despair? Her will reignites. She picks up a blade from the ground and pushes herself up. Captain, the spark Titus can still fight. Her eyes blaze, spent yet unyielding. In this moment she calls me captain. Just as I'm about to answer, I'm cut off. The man darkens. Are you two acting like I'm not even here? I don't answer, only break in over his lecture pointedly. Unforgivable. Jiro flies into a rage. What's with that look, looking down on me? I rush him, ready to teach these Sakura punks a lesson. Battle is about strength, not conviction, not big talk. The halo settles onto me, blood red spreading, heaven and earth changing color. My face twists. I hurl out the claws, blood claws gripping the blade. Who told you to interrupt me? Bang! His blade shatters, but the claws remain, as if alive, drawn along by threads of blood. Who told you to bully my little sister? They seize his arm, flesh and blood flying, the scream not yet out. Who gave you the nerve to roar like this in the 13 cities? He shrieks, both arms gone numb, eyes full of terror. How is this possible? Such a young man with such power? Mystic realm, he's nearly losing his mind. It was all but in his grasp. How did it turn? Titus watches me. A few low-grade claws, and I casually wipe out the very man she could not stand against. It's my first time going all out, and even I didn't expect to be this fierce. I hover in place, blood still surging, threads linking the claws, and say coldly, "Do you want me to crush you, or will you surrender quietly? Do you want me to crush you, or will you surrender quietly?" The crowd backs away, exchanges a glance, yet forms up to fight. I laugh. They don't know what's good for them. Stand back. Only now do they grasp just how terrifying this commoner-born captain is. But can an ordinary person truly reach this far? The bodyguards rush over, staring at me in disbelief. So this is my lady's captain. Laughable. Earlier they took him for a social climber. Now that mockery is unbearable to recall. The only laughable ones were themselves. I see Titus pull back, and for once draw the long blade off her back, wiping it on her sleeve with her right hand. "Let me see what makes you dare put up a last stand." Before the words fade, I've vanished. Fast. Fast to the extreme. They can't even track the movement. By the time they see it, their hands are already clutching their throats, eyes full of disbelief, utterly unable to fight back. Can a Glory Realm cultivator have this speed? Even a Mystic Realm assassin is no more than this. No one answers. I wipe the blade again, slowly draw it back, and give a faint smile. "What are you looking at? Ask away." Titus stands there blank, then flushes red like a schoolgirl. "Right, got it." Frost spreads across her face, and she drives her blade tip hard toward Jiro. "Talk. Who put you up to this? And how did you know my whereabouts?" I stop caring and just search the bodies. A pity, nothing but weapons and armor. I curl my lip. Broke bastards. I don't get involved. One listen, and you can tell there's a grudge between them. After a while, Titus recovers her strength and walks over, her face covered in blood. "Captain, thank you. If it weren't for you today..." In this moment, she's fully convinced. "Wipe your face. From now on, don't call me Captain. Just call me Bottle Bro." "Bottle Bro?" She doesn't get it. Kane doesn't explain. "Later, you'll understand. Let's go. You've got matters to handle." "Yes, Bottle Bro. Come home with me. My family will want to thank you." "I didn't save you for thanks. I've still got things to do. If you want to help, find me an herb." "What's Kane smiling about?" "Mystic Grade Thunder Root would be best. If not, ask around for me. I need this herb for stewing meat. The Shu family might have a way." "I understand too. A life-saving debt can't be taken for free, or the other party grows uneasy." Sure enough, joy lights her face. "Of course. I'll have my family search the moment I'm back. Bottle Bro, take this card. At any of our family's businesses, it's all on the house. You can't refuse." "Fine." I head for the entrance. I pass people along the way, but the three of us look terrifying, and no one dares stop us. After leaving the rift, we slip away quietly. Outside, the three of us part ways. I head to the Shu family's hotel. The moment I flash the card, someone greets me, deferential as if serving an ancestor. A rare taste of a great family's luxury. Only the Shu family is anything but calm. Titus returns covered head to toe in blood, and the whole family is enraged. Her father, Lord Shu, eyes wide with fury, smashes a solid wood table with one palm. "Insolence! How dare they!